The opening weekend of high school football in our great state of Michigan rolls on, and a great matchup in Southfield with a couple of teams that have dreams for playing for a title in a handful of months. On Thanksgiving weekend down the road at Ford Field, Southfield A&T won the crown in D1 a couple of years ago, hosting a team that has really high hopes for 2025. Coming over from the west side, it's the Falcons of East Kentwood. Welcome to the press box at Southfield A&T. Evan Stockton, Ben Holden with the rest of our great crew. Russ Eisenstein joins us on the sidelines in a moment. Ben, you know, it's pretty simple in football, especially at the high school level. To win state championships, there is a formula. Have a good coach, have a good quarterback. East Kentwood has got that. Ty Spencer coming over from all that success at Detroit King, starting to build a really good program in East Kentwood, and they've got a heck of a quarterback.
They sure do, and he's going to be playing at Michigan State next year. Cade Kaufman's an outstanding talent. Had a chance to talk with Shane Lockenaria. We're going to share a lot of that throughout the broadcast, the offensive coordinator, about this young kid. And his confidence is sky high. Of course it is. He just committed to play in a Big Ten school in his home state. He can do it all. He can make every throw. He's a junkie when it comes to watching video. He's always texting with Shane. They're going back and forth. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this young man spreads the ball around, because not only do they have him offensively, they got a couple of backs that can really get it done too.
You know, we're looking forward to watching Southfield A&T as well. You probably know they won the state title a couple of years ago, but since the coach has left, the quarterback's left, the wide receiver has left. They got Keith McKenzie as the coach. You probably remember him from the Green Bay Packers. And they have talent all over the field, specifically one guy on both lines.
Yeah, they do. And Keith McKenzie, of course, was a defensive lineman when he played at Ball State, played in the NFL, as you mentioned, a Super Bowl champ with the Packers. Games are won and lost in the trenches, and that's really what he told us pregame and on our call earlier this week. He said, we've got to be physical up front, and Caleb Lane is the guy that will do that for them on both sides of play in the interior and the defensive line. He's a guard on their offensive line. I think he's going to be a massive factor in this game today. Can he control the blocks he's getting, the double teams he's going to get, and can he push East Kentwood's D-line around? The
bad news for Southfield A&T is last year they really struggled. The good news is basically the whole team's coming back this year, so they are motivated to play East Kentwood strong tonight. Got to get a break. When we come on back, we got a lot more for you before kick. We got to talk to both coaches. We got to check in with Russ on the sidelines. This is a fun one as we roll on in the opening weekend of high school football in Michigan. East Kentwood, Southfield A&T from Southfield. Come on back with us. Hang tight.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move, and it's out of here.
All right, we're back at Southfield A&T High School, where it's a bit of a homecoming for the guy to my left. It's Ty Spencer, who high school football fans know around here very well. He was basically winning a state championship every single year at Detroit King before he headed to the west side and East Kentwood, and now he's back. Coach, before we get into that a little bit, you're about to play a football game for the first time this year. How you feeling?
Excited, and I can't wait for these boys to get out there. They put in a lot of hard work.
We talked a little bit in the lead up to this game about the fact that your team lost to Hudsonville by 2 points in the playoffs last year, and then that Hudsonville team made the state championship. So what sense of unfinished business do you have this year?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of that. And, you know, for the guys that were part of the team, I think they're hungry, and they want to see if they can advance further, knowing that outcome last year. But, you know, it's a new year, it's a new season, and this team, man, they're pretty focused and locked in. So I'm just excited about the opportunities that we can have this year.
One specific guy on your team, a lot of people are going to be watching tonight, your quarterback, Cade Kaufman, who's committed to Michigan State. For anyone who hasn't watched him play yet, what can they expect tonight?
I think just an ultimate competitor. He's going to try to win, however he has to do it, throwing the ball, running the ball, getting his team involved, you know, by any means. So he's a special player.
For you specifically, as someone who has spent so much time around here, who's embarked on a new journey on the west side, and now you're coming back, what does tonight mean to you?
Man, it's special. It's always good to come around and familiar faces, familiar area, telling guys on the bus where things are and stuff like that. So it's fun. You know, I love it. And hopefully we can play a game like that every year back here on the east side.
What are you liking about the job at East Kentwood?
Oh, man, I love it. It's full of support. Really appreciate the support that I get there. The kids are all in. The community is all in. And so I'm looking forward to just building a program.
And then the last one for you. I know we're about to play game 1 of the season, but what do you think your East Kentwood Falcons can do by the end of this season?
I think they can do whatever they want to do, to be honest with you. I think they have enough. We have enough as a team, and if they believe, the sky's the limit.
If you're making a list of the best high school football coaches in the state of Michigan and this man's not on it, probably not the right list. Coach Spencer, appreciate you as always.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Evan.
Going to be a fun one tonight. East Kentwood, Southfield A&T as we're continuing week 1 of the high school football season here in our great state. Hang tight. More coverage on the prep after this. Appreciate it.
Well, Keith, opening night, man. You've been doing this a long time. We were just talking. What are you feeling now as a head coach here in your second season on opening night?
I feel a lot of excitement. These guys have been preparing since January, working their tail off in the weight room, doing all the little training exercises I've been wanting them to do, doing the mental exercises, and I am excited to see what's going to happen on this field. Win or lose, I'm excited and I'm proud of this team.
You have a ton of seniors and juniors. How much leadership do you feel you have with that group, with all that upperclassmen, all those upperclassmen on your club?
I know I got a lot of leadership with the upperclassmen. You know, they're still kids. They're still young men. They can get silly at times, but they're more locked in. They're more locked in, especially on seniors, because, you know, you hit them with some type of reality bug, and this is what I hit them with. This is your first game of high school ever. So I was like, well, how do you want it to look? You're going to have your second game of high school coming up. How do you want it to look? So those guys really bought into it, and they're really, you know, geared up and getting themselves ready for this season.
That's great. Just a couple thoughts on your club. Let's start on the offensive side. What do you want to see mostly from them tonight? What are the big things you want to see out of them on the offensive side?
Just consistency in the run game. Smart decisions by my quarterback, making sure the ball gets where it needs to be. Don't hold on it too long. And just, you know, just being physical. Just being physical and keeping that mindset for 4 quarters.
Defensively, same thing there?
Same thing, you know, but we want to crank up the pressure. We want to bring some pressure on them, and we really want to try to get after them and force, you know, their quarterback to make decisions faster than when he wants to.
One of the players we're going to talk a little bit about in our pregame and leading up to the broadcast is Caleb Lane. Kind of give us a thumbnail of what this young man's all about. I know he's a big piece for you guys on both sides of the ball up front. Man,
Caleb is a great kid. He works his tail off. He loves football. He eats and bleeds football, and he wants to be great. And that's, if you have someone that wants to be great, you know, they're easy to work with. You know, he's a very dominant part of our offensive line and defensive line. And you talking about somebody making gains in the weight room. Oh my God, this kid, you know, he was squatting 315. You know, 2 weeks ago, I seen him over there just, you know, squatting 405 like it was 135. You know, wow. This kid is so powerful. He's so strong. You know, we just got to get him playing hard and playing with that motor.
Good. I'm glad I picked him to profile then. Yeah. That sounds like I picked a good guy then.
Yeah, you picked a good guy. And hopefully he should be making some noise today.
Appreciate that, Keith. Thanks for your hospitality. Thanks for your time all week, and good luck to you guys tonight.
Thanks for coming, and I'm excited about today. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Keith. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. Good luck.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596-0002, visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
We're back at Southfield A&T. Game 1 of the year for both of these teams with big-time dreams trying to get to Ford Field Thanksgiving weekend. East Kentwood, a very talented team. You knew as soon as Ty Spencer left Detroit King to head over to East Kentwood, they were going to get talent. And Ben, we've already talked about him. Their quarterback, Cade Kaufman. I got a feeling there's a few people watching this game because they want to see what the future Spartan looks like. What can we expect from him?
Yeah, I think that's accurate. There's a good look at him there. He's described by the offensive coordinator, Shane Lockenary, as a workaholic, a humble kid, a kid that this year decided to work on the biggest weaknesses he has, so that tells you an awful lot about him. He can make every single throw, very cerebral, loves to watch tape. They do script the plays, but they're not going to script, let's say, the first 10 out of the gate for him, but they will have a certain package in every series that Shane will want to try and run with Cade Kaufman.
And then with Southfield A&T, you talked about Caleb Lane. You said you were talking to Coach McKenzie before the game, and you barely could get the question out about Caleb. He just wants to talk about how good this guy is.
Yeah, he got a big smile on his face, did Keith McKenzie, in talking about him. And there's a look at this guy. He's a massive unit right there. I think he's going to be a real problem up front. When we look at the measurements, 5'11" and 301. He is indeed an anchor of their club on the offensive side as a guard, and he'll play all over on the front, but mainly in the middle. So it'll be interesting to see how East Kentwood decides to try and block him. He's probably going to be double-teamed on every block, and we'll see if he can fight through.
It'll be Southfield A&T to get the football first. The state champs in Michigan in Division I in 2023. You may have watched that ball game when Isaiah Marshall, Tashi Braceful, and the whole team knocked off Bryce Underwood and the Belleville Tigers. And they're building back toward that at the start of this year in year number 2 under Keith McKenzie. They'll have a couple of men back deep. Jaden Ivey, one of the men back deep for Southfield A&T. And their football season is underway. Ivey, the sophomore, is on the return, and he's got some room! Jaden Ivey! Goodbye!
That is exactly how you hope to start a season. My partner today has called a college game and a high school game now in back-to-back nights, and they have both started with an opening kickoff return for a touchdown. I don't know where you're going tomorrow, but if you're doing a game tomorrow, Evan, they're going to score. What a start for Keith McKenzie's team. There's energy on their sideline. Before this game, the building's alive, and what a start. Ivy showing off some great speed.
I'm not calling a game tomorrow. I'm going to the nearest casino.
Well, whatever. Yeah, you might want to do that too. But all kidding aside, I mean, that's just unbelievable. What an incredible job by them to get that ball, and the blocking was absolutely perfect, and the speed absolutely took them home for that touchdown for Jaden Ivey.
Let's watch the kick game for Southfield A&T, all jokes aside. You know, when they were winning the state championship and competing for championships a handful of years ago, they always went for 2, and they're lined up to do that here.
Interesting.
They go power and give it to Brooks, who is in for 2. He was on that state championship team a couple of years ago, and Big Kenny Brooks powers his way in. How about this start? Handful of seconds in, Southfield A&T takes the opening kickoff back, and they're up 8-0.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. It's out of here.
My goodness, what a start at Southfield A&T. Jaden Ivey just took the opening kickoff of the season back for a touchdown. Got to go to the sidelines and check in with Russ Eisenstein. Russ, what are the vibes like right now down in the field after that unreal start? Having some technical difficulties with Rush. We'll check back in with him when he can. But Ben, think about this, right? Southfield A&T last year goes 2-7.
Right.
The coaching staff was blunt before the year. They're like, look, we just weren't flat good enough last year.
Yeah.
So to get this start when you've been in camp, you've been in what undoubtedly has been a really long offseason, what a dream start.
Yeah, and, you know, when we talked to Keith McKenzie, his big thing, the message to his team, their motto, their mantra, one mind, one mission. They're all on the same page. You hear that a lot in sports, but you need to be connected. And these players, they're showing here in one play of this game that they are ready to play. And what a start for them. We'll see what Kaufman can do here if he gets his hands on the ball here this time, unless there's another kick return, Evan.
This is Amon Edmonds from the 15. And he will be wrangled down finally. He's 5'8", 165, but they call him mighty, and he just wouldn't go down. This is going to be a really good starting field position for East Kentwood right around their own 45.
And he's going to be one of the players, Evan, as you get a look back at the return. Yeah, he's not much over 5'5", maybe 5'6". I was down in the field talking with both coordinators. We were both down there floating around, and if he was 3 or 4 inches bigger, man, that kid would be naming his school. But great football player, great talent. He's a guy they're going to get the ball to an awful lot here tonight. He's lined up in the slot right now for him.
They'll cycle through running backs as well. Kaufman throws, and it's caught right away. Owen Vanderveen, who missed all of last year because he tore his ACL. Not shocking that they get him the ball right away.
Yeah, and you can see the release. Look at how calm and just precision that is. Just a great motion from Kaufman. And you're right, Evan, that's a player that they want to get the ball to an awful lot. He's 6'5", but they've got a really good group of wide receivers, so Shane Lockenary is not going to be afraid to mix it up all night.
Nettleman is the back with Kaufman on his left. That's who they give it to, and he's got daylight up the middle. Bam! Nettleman into the secondary and brought down shy of the 30. East Kentwood moving on drive number 1 of the year.
Yeah, they look sharp here so far coming out. You're going to see a great mixture of them tonight. You're going to see the pass like we saw in that first play. You're going to see them mix it up with the run. They're going to do a little bit of everything, and they're going to use this quarterback who's one of the very best in this state, and his arm and his smarts. That was one of the big things that Shane Lockenary said. He's very cerebral as you get a look at some of their starters up front.
They do like that offensive line, Ben. They got 3 senior starters with a couple of juniors.
Yep.
The center, Nichols, is a 3rd-year starter. Back to the ground. This is Nas Williams for the first time for a couple. In your opinion, how valuable is it, like East Kentwood's going to do tonight, to cycle through multiple running backs?
I think it's great because you keep the defense guessing, and that's 3 touches of the ball, and it's been 3 different guys. So we're going to see that, I think, all night long, Evan.
Low snap, Kaufman's got it. Long roll and throw. Touchdown, East Kentwood, Amon Edmonds.
You can see why this young man is committed their quarterback to Michigan State. That was a big-time throw. He put it right in the bucket, as we'd say. He's calm, he's collected. Just a perfect throw. Right over the top, right into the waiting hands of Edmonds. And he's going to be making plays like that all night if guys are getting open like that and giving him the opportunity to throw the football into those spaces.
Mighty Edmonds had 7 touchdowns last year, his first this year. But a bad snap. And he will get in for 2. You're kidding me. What effort for East Kentwood. On a play that looked doomed, Jaden Garcia got in anyway. Watch this.
Whatever it takes. We might be on pace for a first to 50 score in this game, the way it started here, Evan. With 16 points already and not even 3 minutes into this game.
All right, let's see if we can hear Russ now down on the sidelines. All right, Russ, you've been down there we played like 2 minutes, and we've got 16 combined points. What's it like on this field right now? Unfortunately, we're having more technical difficulties down there, but that drive for Ahmad Edmonds capped off by Kaufman. You're talking about what offensive coordinator Lacanaria wants to do for East Kentwood, the mixing of the pass and run game. I know it's one drive, but they're going to be tough to stop, early looks of it.
Yeah, that was a perfectly executed drive. Ball never touched the ground. A couple of passes, the touchdown pass to Edmonds on just an outstanding throw from Cade Kaufman, right where it had to be. Just a terrific drive for them. Great way to start.
Only took them a handful of plays to march down the field. All right, you're East Kentwood. You just gave up a kickoff return for a touchdown.
I'm not going to 81.
You're not going there. You thinking squib it all?
I'm going to 9. Here's another look at that pass, and just look at the body. Everything about it's perfect, and I mean that's not an easy throw to make. I mean it's a precision throw. He's got to put it right on the spot, and he did a terrific job of that. So well done by Kaufman on drive number 1.
Thank goodness we've been alerted that Russ's sideline equipment is working, so we're going to go down to him after the kickoff, which, judging by the pace of this game, we're going to get yet another explosive play on this kickoff.
Well, Ivy's on the left as you look at him on the field, number 81. My guess is they're not going to him.
Ben is an astute man. They kick away from the guy who returned it last time.
Look out.
Long way to go. Trying to use that athleticism. Nasir McEwen. And pretty darn good effort to get across the 30-yard line. All right, now let's go down to the sidelines. Russ, what's it like down there right now?
Yeah, the most anticipated sideline report in prep history, right? Hey, guys, really fun on the sideline. That's what offense does for you. I don't know how much you heard of the pregame hit there. However, we talk about 3 words when it comes to the open: reflection, motivation, and inspiration. The reflection comes to last year, and you guys touched upon it. 2 teams that felt that they probably should have had a better win total than they had, 2 for Southfield A&T, and of course 5 to go into the playoffs for East Kentwood, but they feel that it could have been a little bit higher. So the motivation comes in the fact that these 2 teams know what it takes to get to the higher level as well. Southfield A&T, a team that won a state championship a couple of years ago, and of course East Kentwood's head coach has a boatload of championships. Then the inspiration comes to the temperature tonight. Normally 80s or 90s, and you're sweating through your helmet on week number 1. This has the feel of later in the seasons with some big games to come. 5, 6, 7, and into the playoffs when we're in the 50s and 60s. But that's what it's like here tonight. The reflection, motivation, and inspiration. And I'm inspired to finally be on the air with you this evening.
And we were inspired by that sideline hit. Thank you, Ross.
This is like early October weather we're going through. Last night it was like 60 degrees over at Dakota. It was nice.
Don't jinx it. In 3 weeks, we're going to be calling a ball game, and it's going to be 87 degrees
Halloween
on September
weekend.
19th.
Yeah,
right?
Halloween weekend, it'll be 95. Mother Nature's a mad scientist.
She can be a fickle mistress.
That's right.
Second down long. Porter swings it out. McEwen's got it again. This drive is going backward. East Kentwood is swarming.
And you took the word right out of my mouth, because I had a chance to talk to Alex Smith, their defensive coordinator, before the game. And I said, what's the MO? What's the mantra? What's the makeup of your defense? Is you're going to look at the starters up front for Southfield A&T. He said, we play as a swarm. We want 5 or more hats around the ball. They chart those swarms. That's a stat they keep. You see that, a lot of different analytic numbers that are used, whether it's football, baseball, hockey, basketball. That is a stat they use. Alex Smith, I had to ask, I said, where'd you get it? He said it was at a coaching clinic. I love it, and our guys have taken to it, and they just did right there.
Line to gains the 43. Third down, call it 17 for Southfield A&T. Jeremy Porter stepping up and throwing. That's awfully close to the first down.
He was right at it.
ran a perfect comeback route right near the sticks, and Porter hit right on him. Martin got free.
Good patience there from their quarterback, Jeremy Porter. Didn't panic, and Arturo Martin was right there. And indeed, it is a first down, Evan. They'll move the chains here.
Martin, Ivy, and Torian Davis expected to be the 3 wide receivers for Southfield A&T. The drive continues. And a little bit of a gash up the middle. First carry of the year for Timmy Garr. He's the power and the thunder lightning combination with Nasir McEwen. And he's up to midfield.
Yeah, Alex Smith will be happy there. I think they had about 9 hats to the ball on that play, just getting to it in a hurry. And the one guy that he talked to me about in terms of defensively, well, there was actually 2 guys. James Jones, number 51, is a player they love, and Donovan Jones, number 5. Those are really the heart and soul guys of their defense.
Second down, 3. Back to Garr. He's got the first down. We talked about Caleb Lane at the top at the right guard spot, and right now they're running in his direction, and Jason Davis doing work at center too.
Yeah, it's like you and I have done this before. I was exactly where I was going. Lane is going to be really difficult for them. They're going to try and double team him, get 2 guys on him, but on either side of the ball, but he is just a bulldozer in there, and he is eating up space and moving bodies out of the way so far.
Into East Kentwood territory for the first time tonight. Back to Garr. Stretch run to the right, and that was strung out well. Whole swarm got to him. There's James Jones, the first lick.
Exactly. There were 4 hats to the ball on that one, and keep an eye on this, watching throughout the night. The speed is very good of this defense. They move so well. And there's the push there and the pressure by Jones. And he really forced the play and just took it away from him. And he's a guy like, we're talking about Caleb Lane, big body, low center of gravity. He eats up a lot of space too.
He squats 500 pounds.
Whew.
I do not. Russ may, I do not.
I play hockey.
Your leg strength's fine. Porter running left. He's tripped up for a loss. Major Barnes got him.
He sure did. A great play again. The swarming mentality, the swarming attitude. Pressure, pressure, pressure. And that's what they do. You got to give some credit in there, too, to Chris Thompson, number 42, the junior linebacker, who allowed that young man Barnes to finish the playoff, Evan.
Maybe this is just the spot Southfield A&T wants to be in. They had a 3rd down and 17 they converted earlier on the drive. This is a mere 3rd down and 13.
I mean, Keith McKenzie, if we went live to him, may feel a little bit differently, but I understand your point. Well, we're going to see what happens here. And, can they come up with another big play? Jeremy Porter is running their offense, and see what he can come up with here, see what they dial up. It's just his 2nd year as a starter, too. So not a ton of experience.
I believe he's got some issues with the clock here. Officials have halted play. This happens at every level of football. Week one.
Yeah.
Everyone's just shaking off the cobwebs, us included, remembering how to do the job,
Well, you got the kickoff thing down.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know how that keeps happening. Porter fields a high snap. Rolling left. Throwing. Incomplete. Dallas Moody had the breakup.
You get a look at what Porter saw there and just ran out of time, just trying to make a play, and Moody did get in there to get a piece of that. So looks like they're gonna kick this ball away here. I don't think they're going to go for this at this stage of the game here from where they're at. No point in that. Try to pin them deep.
And now the clock reads 4 minutes. It should read 4 minutes and 6 seconds. So they'll get that fixed. Jaden Ivey, who returned the opening kickoff back for a touchdown, is also the punter. His nickname's J-Rock. Maybe that's just to make sure people know he's, not the Jaden Ivey who plays for the Pistons. Jaden gets it away.
Poison.
Hops inside the 30, takes a nice little roll. And it'll roll inside the 20-yard line. A longer field of work here for Cade Kaufman and East Kentwood.
Well, there is a flag down, too, over at the 14-yard line.
We got a holding call on East Kentwood.
It is a hold on East Kentwood. So now this makes the drive even longer.
Hey, first team, let's go, whoever out there.
Second drive for East Kentwood. The first one they marched right down the field. Had a shorter field with the opening kickoff return taken back to the 45-yard line. Cade Kaufman with a long touchdown pass to Amon Edmonds. There's a lot of weapons they can use in the offense for East Kentwood, and they're going to have to pull some of those tricks out of the bag here after the penalty. It's going to be a really long march down the field. Keith McKenzie talking to the officials. I think what Southfield A&T's head coach is thinking about is, okay, can I take the penalty? Where does it set us up? Can we re-punt and maybe get some better field position? And that's exactly what's happened here.
Yeah.
He has elected to accept the penalty and move the ball to the 40, which now...
Watch out for a fake.
Well, Southfield's got their defense on the field right now, but I believe, yes, Coach McKenzie took that penalty, and now there is a decision here to make because you could go for it on 4th down at 5.
Yeah, it's 4th and 5. I would strongly consider it at this point.
The quarterback Porter's got his helmet back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Keith McKenzie was talking about for Southfield. He's saying, wait a minute, if I can take this, I think we got a shot to go for it.
And I like this. I mean, I like this. He's giving his kids a chance. If he does opt to go for it, I think this is a situation where you go for it kind of in, you're 10 yards over midfield, sort of no man's land, so to speak. But I like that. It shows confidence in his team. And one of the things he told you and I earlier in the week was he said, in terms of coaching now in his second year, he's had to learn to be a little more patient in certain situations. But at the same time, I mean, this guy played at the highest level. He's a Super Bowl winner. He believes in his kids. I like that mindset and that mentality. Go for this.
Trying to rebuild Southfield A&T to what they were a couple of years ago when they were competing for state championships year after year under Aaron Marshall, who's now building something that you saw last night, Ben, with Brother Rice.
They're going to be really, really good this year, I'm telling you. I know they lost that game on the last play, but they're going to be really good. Here we go.
They will go for it. Porter's going to throw it. He's going to take a shot. No, and Ivy had a step, but it just went off those fingers.
It's a great call. I love the call. You get him out in space, one-on-one out there. We saw his speed, his ability. He's a wonderful athlete. Just about 6 inches too much on that ball, or that's a first down. But I like the guts and I like the confidence that they show in going for that.
Now, but here's the other side of it, of course. You're giving up 20-plus yards of field position by not getting it.
Yep. Certainly get that, but again, I think he's got confidence in his team. We'll see. Here's Kaufman for the second time in the game.
He's going to give him Nettleman up the middle. Bam, Nettleman with a big punch across midfield, and East Kentwood humming again offensively.
15-yard pickup. That'll work every time. The defensive line. We've talked about Caleb Lane in there. Big part of that defensive group. Just so many weapons. I mean, they're 6 deep on offenses, this East Kentwood team have, and they got a ton of weapons.
First time tonight, they're showing a multi-back look in the shotgun. They swing it to Nettleman out of the backfield. And And he is escorted out of bounds with a flag in an area where you often get holding. Watch it near side of your screen here. Also, there was a late push from Edmonds. Another solid gain for East Kentwood, but this may be coming back.
Sure looks that way, and looked like we had that hold there in that replay. So Nettleman, he's getting into a little bit of a rhythm. He had a couple touches on that first possession they had when they scored. They mixed it around. I want to say 3 different guys on that possession, but man, he's quick, he's shifty. You better be squared up and ready to get him head on. Otherwise, he's going to blow right by you.
That's going to back up the drive for East Kentwood. Remember, they assess the penalty from where it occurred, where the holding occurred. So it's not just a straight back it up 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage.
Right.
So that's what they're figuring out. Tough schedule coming up for East Kentwood. It's always tough on the west side of Michigan. They got Byron Center at home last week, and next week, a Byron Center team that played for a state championship against Orchard Lake St. Mary's last year.
We doing that game?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's a big game.
As far as I know.
Big game.
But when you got a guy like Cade Kaufman, you've got a shot to win a lot of football games, and we've already seen some of his magic already in this ball game tonight.
Yeah, he's as advertised. I mean, this kid's legit. Just looks the part. Throws are perfect. Everything in his body is technique, and everything about it is really, really good.
All right, so they moved the football back to the 40. It's first down and a long way to go for East Kentwood.
That's where they started.
Right back where they started.
It is.
Kaufman with time. Down the middle, wide open man. Another late flag as Nettleman refuses to go down. He's down at the 30. We have another flag on the field. But a great throw again from Kaufman.
Just perfect. I mean, everything about it. Perfect drop. Sees the guy. Ball's out of his hand in probably a second and a half, and you're right back down in a prime position here.
The official picked his flag up. He actually picked it up and immediately went to the sidelines for Southfield A&T and said, "My bad, that was a mistaken flag throw." So Kaufman again finds Amon Edmonds. Mighty Amon Edmonds! Touchdown!
Just too much time and space. You got to get more than one body on Edmonds, because he's going to do that to pretty much anyone he goes against. Just embarrassing guys right there. You got to get a guy over to help out and support there, to come out and try to help defend him. He's too good, he's too shifty, and he's way too fast, as he's shown on that play and a few carries in the game so far.
Coaching staff for East Kentwood told us before this game, Ahmad Edmonds is our most explosive guy. You will see him everywhere. Well, we haven't even played 10 minutes of football, and he scored 2 touchdowns already. They weren't lying to us.
Nope, not one bit. Getting a little bit of interest.
This time the operation is clean, and Jaden Garcia bangs through the extra point.
Another great looking drive, of course led by their leader at quarterback, Cade Kaufman. Perfect throws. He's been perfect in this game so far, putting the ball in the air, and looks fantastic.
My time to shine. He took over. He got it. Splash. And that will put some gauze on it.
Thought they were having a lot of fun, dishing it off to each other. The dunks were happening, just a good time.
Back at Southfield A&T, where any Spartan fans watching this game for East Kentwood's quarterback, the future Michigan State Spartan, Cade Kaufman, he sure looks the part. 2 drives, 2 touchdown passes, both to Amon Edmonds. About to see Southfield A&T touch the football again. They have a kickoff return for a touchdown. Their last drive, they were moving, but then it stalled when they went forward on 4th down. It just couldn't quite link up on a pass that was open. So let's see what they've got for us here. Again, they kick away from Ivy, and McEwen returns again. Nasir McEwen, stonewalled in the open field. Didn't get to the 30-yard line. They'll spot it at the 28.
Yeah, they haven't gone to Ivy since the opening kick. The last 2, I would do the same exact thing, but they get good return yardage on every kick they've taken back here. So they got some speed back there, and I want to see him get a little bit of a ground game going here. I think that's a big thing for Keith McKenzie. They want to be physical. They want to use that offensive line, Lane, the leader up front and all that. But I want to see him try to get the ball on the ground, see if they can do anything against this defense here.
Quarterback Jeremy Porter, a returner from last year. Keith McKenzie liked the way that Jeremy was showing more leadership in the offseason. You can see him get more confident each day he's out there. He's throwing here, and it's incomplete. Keith McKenzie Jr. couldn't hang on to it as Negron was closing fast.
Yeah, he came in there and just popped him at the right time and jarred that pass out of there. That's got to be caught, though. I think Keith would tell you that. His son would probably tell you that. It's got to be caught.
DBs for East Kentwood, not the biggest and tallest you'll find in the state, but the speed for this team on all 3 phases, it's really fun to watch.
Electric, explosive, that's what I'm seeing from those guys. They're linebackers too, but specifically to your point, their DBs all have those E words that I just mentioned in their game.
McEwen up the middle. Nasir McEwen gets the ball across the 35 to the 36 and sets up a manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, and they need this. They want to keep the football, keep this thing out of Kaufman's hands. We've seen what he's done, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. This is a big 3rd down for them early in this football game with about 80 seconds to go in the quarter. I think they try to throw this ball here, try to get into some space.
They converted a 3rd down and 17 on their last drive and a comeback route to Martin.
Yep.
He's number 17 on the far side of the screen. Whistle negates the play before it can start. All right, so Southfield A&T was showing run on a 3rd down and medium, and now it's 3rd down and long. That probably changes the call.
Yeah, they're going to have to throw it here. There's no doubt about it. Ivy's coming back into the game now for them. So we'll keep our eyes on him, number 81.
There's a 3rd down and 4 into a 3rd down and a short 9.
Yep.
They keep Gar as the back to Porter's left. Shift McKenzie, the tight end, to the left. Porter's got time. Throwing down the field, and he missed Ivy again. Pretty good coverage that time, step for step. Canada, the linebacker, did a nice job here on Ivy.
That was the same exact play they ran on that 4th and 5. Just a little bit deeper and just a little bit, about a half a football too far for him. Dial that in, and you got 2 big plays right now. Those are 2 massive plays they have not been able to convert.
And you can kind of see it right now. Ivy's walking back to the house saying, man, it was that close.
It really was. Just, half a football, and it's there. Now he's going to punt it away here again.
Second time he's been lined up to punt tonight. Amon Edmonds back deep to return for East Kentwood. He has been scary tonight when the ball has been in his hands.
Frightening.
Ooh. He's not going to get a chance as the punt takes an unfortunate roll if you're a Southfield A&T fan, and East Kentwood's drive is going to start in outstanding field position.
Yeah, the defense is going to have to come up with some plays here to try to stop this offense, and just off the outside of the foot, and they're going to have the ball in prime field position here about the 37, 38-yard line. So can they come up with a stop here, Evan? I mean, that's the question right now. The answer so far in 2 possessions has been no, as they've scored twice on 2 passes for touchdowns by Cade Kaufman.
Timeout. Southfield A&T forced to burn a timeout because they didn't have the right personnel on the field. We can hear Keith McKenzie screaming all the way up here in the booth. We'll take a quick timeout. Coming down the wire in the first quarter. East Kentwood leading the ball when you come on back.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back at Southfield A&T, we got Russ Eisenstein roaming the sidelines with us tonight. Russ is on that sideline for Southfield A&T. Russ, what are you hearing right now as they prepare to try to stop East Kentwood on this drive?
Well, just heard they feel they need to tackle a little better, and the safeties and the secondary needs to come up to support a little bit better. The vibes on the sideline really good on that 4th down try. They liked what they had, and the emotion of trying to go for it, that lifted spirits. And even though they didn't get it, they still like that they went for it.
Kaufman play action. Cade's rolling and throwing. Jump ball caught. It's Amon Edmonds again. Cade Kaufman and Amon Edmonds. If you do not know that combination yet, if you're a high school football fan in Michigan, learn it real quick.
That is the hat trick right there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, and what an absolute laser beam from the right hand and right arm of Cade Kaufman. He has been perfect here tonight so far. You better get bodies on 4 because he is absolutely torching you right now.
And now we're posing for Instagram posts on the sideline. Extra point is up and good. Amon Edmonds, all of last season, had 7 touchdowns. He has 3 in the first quarter of this season.
Just a beautiful throw. I mean, this young man, Kaufman, everything that comes off his hand, it's like a pitcher in baseball, it reminds me. It's electric. Just looks different. It looks different. It feels different for these guys catching it. Well, they're used to it, but it's a next-level arm and a next-level throw. And so if you're Southfield A&T, you just heard Russ talk about, them going for it. And I was on that same page. I felt, hey, why not take a shot? You need something good here to happen to get this game turned around in your direction, because right now they have no answer for Cade Kaufman in this offense.
And you talked to the offensive coordinator, Shane Lockenaria, before the game, a guy who's got an impressive resume, outstanding football career at Brother Rice when they were rolling in the early 2010s. And he kind of feels like he's in his bag right now calling plays.
Oh, I mean, he's got – they're 6 deep of guys they can go to. They have a tight end that, I don't know how much they're going to use him. It didn't sound like Shane was going to use him a whole lot, but as this game goes along, and if it stays a double-digit lead, we may see him get involved. But the weapons they have, my goodness, they are really impressive and all great athletes in their own way. You got the mighty man, Edmonds, the diminutive one, but then you got guys that are 6'5" and guys in between. They've got a great mix of size and strength and speed in all those skill positions.
They are daring to kick it to Jaden Ivey. And and his back heel was in the end zone when he caught the ball, so no chance for another kickoff return for a touchdown for number 81.
Yeah, and this is, look, it's a quarter into the season, but right now, if you're Southfield A&T, you need something good to happen because it's kind of a wave here, and that's, to me, that's an example. That's just a lack of not knowing where you're at, lack of focus maybe for just a split second, but it costs you, and you're going to have to start a little bit shorter. So they need to find a way to get a big play here and get something going here.
I was going to start at the 20 after the touchback. Last two drives have ended and didn't get it on a 4th down and a punt. A punt where they only gained about 7 yards on the punt.
Right. Their coach, Keith McKenzie, is not going to let their team get down. He is fiery, man. He is absolutely getting after his guys. There's not going to be any quitting this team.
McEwen running right. Ran a long way to gain a handful of yards as he was escorted out of bounds by a couple of Falcons. Dallas Moody, the finally one to push him out.
And again, we talked about that word, that swarm, the defensive mentality of East Kentwood, and they really do, man. They're everywhere. They're around the football. Guys like Dallas Moody there, just every single one of their guys, they get to the ball. They get multiple hats around the football, and they just make life miserable. They've shut the offense out here so far in the game.
Got to hustle if they want to snap it one more time in the quarter. And Southfield A&T will elect to take it into the second quarter. What a first quarter of 2025 football for East Kentwood, who lost by 2 points in the playoffs last year to Hudsonville, who made it to the state championship game. They feel like they've got unfinished business. They feel like they've got as much talent as anyone in the state. And Southfield A&T is fighting an uphill battle so far.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596-0002, visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
Second quarter begins. Southfield A&T with a football and handing off for a run up the middle that'll set up a 3rd down and shorter. And we go back down to the sidelines and we check in with Russ Eisenstein.
We've all seen high major quarterbacks play on the high school level, and that's exactly what we're seeing tonight from Cade Kaufman. There's a certain release, there's a certain touch, there's a certain confidence, not necessarily a swagger standpoint, but you just get the sense that this guy has a chance to have a really good high major career. So there are so many Michigan State fans that are so thrilled about the fact that he's heading to East Lansing. On the other side for Southfield A&T, there's a lot of trying to get things right on opening night, trying to do all the things that they did in camp, try to translate that onto the field. And we saw a couple of times there were some personnel issues trying to get the right mix on. And so there's a whole lot of coaching that's going on right now, in addition to trying to stay engaged and keep contact in this game, guys.
Yeah, Russ, all the way up here, we can hear Keith McKenzie. Something interesting, we did not see, Ben, on that drive, Tim Garr, who got a bunch of carries in the first quarter for Southfield A&T. Porter just missed Ivy on a long throw down the field.
They got to fix that because that's the 3rd time he's been open and available, and he's got to find a way to get the ball in his hands. I mean, it's simple because he's beating the guy that's covering.
'81 in red, white, and blue, trying to get him unlocked offensively.
Yeah, he's on the sideline right now.
And we have another flag. This would be another penalty on Southfield A&T. And actually called offside on East Kentwood. Apparently they lined up in the neutral zone.
Yep, they were. Look there, one of their big men up front. And I think what they're doing to continue to go to Ivy, I like it. In that last play, I mean, that ball's got to be put in his hands. You know, see they're talking to his quarterback and see what they dial up here. 2nd and about 4.
This offense has moved the football at times tonight. Second down, medium. Porter gives, and McEwen is crushed. Pick your poison there. 3 different guys around him. Quashawn Julian, 32, joined by Mewson, Tyler Mewson, 56.
The Falcons are flying to the football, that swarm mentality. There's 3 of them right there. They just get to it, man. This team is going to be a handful this season. They look really good defensively. Offensively, goes without saying. They have been absolutely perfect here so far. This is a big play for A&T. They really need to get this first down here to keep the ball because they've had no answer for Cade Coffin in the offense.
That line to gain for Southfield A&T is the 42, and it's sitting on the 35. 3rd down, 7 coming up. Porter's got it. He's got time. He's going for an open man, but he overshot him. Yet again, a step on a defender, and they couldn't find that Targan Roman free on the far side of the field.
I love the play call. I love the play call to Ivy on the 2 up the near side going the other direction, the 1 earlier on this possession. But those throws, they've got to be there because the receivers are beating their men. They're in position to get that ball. It's a little bit too far in front of them.
They're hoping for number 14 down that far side of the field. That was Elijah Ross. And now Ivy to punt. And Edmonds standing at the 37-yard line for East Kentwood. This punt, much better. Drives Edmonds back. Amon Edmonds, a human joystick for East Kentwood. Amon Edmonds, a cheat code. His 4th touchdown tonight.
He is absolutely electric. You give him space, he's going to burn you. Good job there. No block in the back there. That's a great job. And this is all speed and vision and the pedal to the metal. And he matches the number on the back of his uniform with his 4th of the night. I mean, what a great look at it here. Got to tackle better. We heard Russ talk about they were talking about tackling better. Some shoddy plays there that could have been made. But this kid is just absolutely lightning in a bottle.
And that's the danger, right, of line drive punts like that. You're just not giving your coverage unit enough time to get down the field. And Edmonds, with that speed, blink your eyes and he's already deep into your territory.
Just incredible, so impressive.
There's a lot of talented high school football players in Michigan, and we'll cover them all fall long in the prep. But if you haven't heard of Amon Edmonds, I implore you to learn about number 4 for East Kentwood. He's scored 4 touchdowns, and we've played not even 15 minutes of football this season.
Look at this guy. Just incredible. A ton of heart, and he'll take this thing in to make it 29-8.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Thank you.
East Kentwood is rolling in game number 1 of the year at Southfield A&T. Amon Edwards. They call him Mighty, and he is living up to that nickname. My goodness.
Mighty large tonight.
Number 4, who's listed on your roster at 5'8", 165.
He's not 5'8", trust me.
He has caught 3 passes, Ben, for a crisp 143 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he just had a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown. He has over 200 yards of total offense, and we've played 15 minutes just about.
Yep, we played 2 minutes and 17 seconds of the second quarter.
Jaden Ivey on the return. He's not taking this one back. East Kentwood's coverage unit suffocated him before he could even get to the 25.
There's that swarm mentality once again, and after getting torched on the opening kickoff of the season for these two teams, Falcons won't get fooled again on that one.
Were you trying to quote the Who song?
No, I wasn't.
Do you want to sing it?
I do like that song.
It's a great song.
I do like that song, but yeah, they. I say keep taking the shots. Porter's got to put these balls where they got to be.
Yeah.
Because there's been 4 balls that he's thrown that the defender was beaten, their receiver's in position. It's just a little bit too strong on the throw. Take a little bit of English off that throw. I think East Kentwood's still winning the game, but I think it's obviously a much closer game at this point than the 21 points we have now.
Reset the clock to 9:35.
Right now the clock says 9:15. It should say 9:35. We'll get that fixed.
9:35.
All right, so we were talking about earlier how the animated coaching style of Keith McKenzie on the sideline and how it looked like at one point he was yelling at number 3, Timmy Garr. We have not seen him at the running back spot for Southfield A&T since. They've got Kenny Brooks, their big-time linebacker, number 1, at running back for the first time tonight. And on cue, he's got the ball. And he's onto the secondary.
There you go.
Man, that is a load to bring down, rumbling down that left side for a good game.
You play for any coach worth his salt, you have to have accountability, but when you're playing for a guy like Keith McKenzie that played in the National Football League and has a ring with the Packers, there is so much you can learn as a young player, and these players just have to keep believing in what they're pushing, what they're selling to them, and what they're doing, because they have moved the football, and maybe this change here, Evan, that you mentioned with Brooks, maybe this can give them a little bit of spark here in the second quarter.
Brooks stays the running back with Porter. They fake it to him. He's taking another shot. Incomplete. Open for a wide receiver down that far sideline. A nice step-for-step coverage by Lovelady for East Kentwood.
Well, let's remember, maybe I've been a little hard on the quarterback, but he's only played for 2 years, but still, those are plays that these players work on, and those throws have to be made. They have to be complete. That one was just a miss on that one, just too far downfield. The other one's so close, and it's a game of inches sometime, and see if they can keep this drive going here.
They were looking for 16 Williams on the last one. Back to Brooks. Not a whole heck of a lot. Maybe 1, maybe 2. James Jones in there again, and 3rd down long coming up.
Jones, one of the players called out by their head coach and their defensive coordinator as well, a heart and soul guy. So yeah, 3rd and long here, 3rd and 8. Gonna have to put it up here in all likelihood, unless they dial up something we haven't seen yet. But I gotta believe they're gonna throw this ball.
They got to get to around the 48-yard line. Sear McEwen is back as the running back to the right of Porter in the gun. 3rd down, 8. Porter behind Ivy. Barnes was with him. The pass was behind him. And it's probably punt time again for Southfield A&T.
I don't know yet. They're still on the field.
I think they're scared to kick to Ahmad Edmonds.
Maybe, but now they're going to bring him off and they will punt. Yeah, that was one of the few throws that Porter's made that just wasn't even close. Majority of them have been close, but a little strong. But yeah, they're going to have to kick it away here again. And then you go back to the question, can they somehow stop this offense? Cade Kaufman has not missed. He's 4 out of 4 for 172 and 3 touchdowns.
He also hasn't been on the field in about 20 real-time minutes.
No. Probably hasn't broken a whole lot of a sweat at this point. Been pretty quick when he's been out there.
They're kicking away from Edmonds. No chance for electricity from Ahmad Edmonds on this return.
Yeah.
As it took a really nice bounce for Jaden Ivey and rolls inside the 20-yard line.
He's fun to watch, number 4. Man, he is fun to watch, and we're going to get another situation here and see what they can do here with another possession here, up by 21 with 8 to go in the half.
Special night for the head coach for East Kentwood, Ty Spencer, who was so good for so long down the road at King, won 4 state titles there. Came over to East Kentwood, believed in what he was building. Team that went 5-5 last year, but he said, felt like we were getting better and better. We left something on the table last year. And the early impression in 2025 with that guy, Ahmad Edmonds,
look out.
Excellent. Looked like Nettleman may have slipped on one of his lineman's shoes. Isaiah Wilson is in the backfield right now with his palms up saying that wasn't supposed to happen. Like Christian Smith, 50 as well for Southfield, gave him a nice little shiver.
Yep. About the only way they've been stopped so far in this half.
Called a loss of 1. 2nd down, 11.
If you worry about playing with the hands, we're going to get, you're going to cut us.
Kaufman throws. Nettleman catches and runs. Got a good block on the outside. He's tiptoeing that sideline. Again, another easy access throw for Cade Kaufman, out of his hands quick. It's like a point guard tonight, just slinging it out.
He's just directing and putting it wherever he wants to. He really is, and no pressure whatsoever. He hasn't had really any pressure all night, and just getting his backs and receivers into space, and they're doing plays like that. They're coming up with plays like that. Just great athleticism, great awareness, and good execution by the Falcons here.
Fake, roll, throw. Vanderveen catch and run. Owen Vanderveen rumbling for another 1st down. Missed all last year with a torn ACL. You can see that brace on his left leg. But a nice catch and run for number 1 in black and white.
Yeah, they really trust him. They love him. He's sure-handed. One of the leaders on their offensive side, and certainly a leader in their wide receiver room. And he's a big target. And again, Kaufman just looking so good, so clean, so crisp.
You know, we were asking the coaching staff in the lead up to this game, hey, you know, Cade gets the offer, he decides he's going to go to Michigan State.
Yeah.
Were there signs that he kind of eased into himself? They said, yeah, absolutely. We can see, even since that happened for Cade, he's just brought it to another level. He wants to throw again here. Cade will tuck and run. This is part of his game. He's out of bounds with another solid game. He just seems so calm out there tonight.
He's calm, he's confident. He knows exactly what he's doing. Just look at the footwork, look at the body. Great protection of the football, avoids any contact, gets what he can, and gets out of bounds. And this kid's a real deal.
It's a big night for Spartan football. They're opening up the season at Spartan Stadium against Western Michigan.
They're always tough in there.
Yeah.
They are.
I agree.
Western, they're always tough in that stadium.
Broncos trying to figure out who their quarterback is. They'll play 2 tonight.
I heard they had almost 50 new players.
Nas Williams Oh, he's just tripped up before he can get to the end zone. Nice tackle by Sherman to save a touchdown. East Kentwood moving again.
And he knew it, too. He knew he was tripped up there. He got up, kind of tapped the football. But, again, explosion, electric. They're skill guys. We talked about their DBs. These running backs, these receivers, they're all very similar in that way where they have it.
Kaufman gives. Give it back to Nas Williams. Navigates his way inside the 20-yard line. Talking about earlier how East Kentwood plays in that great OK Red Conference on the west side of the state. Byron Center next week, and then a couple of road games. Jenison and Rockford. We saw Rockford on the prep last night, fell at home to Saline.
Yeah.
He sure looked the part. Tommy Carr taking over for his brother CJ. He's playing a pretty important game against the Miami Hurricanes on Sunday. Tommy and Saline looked every bit the part of a state title contender last night. Kaufman gives. First carry of the ball game for the third different man we've seen carry the football. That's Jesse Phillips, and it'll be first down East Kentwood.
I said they were 5 deep. They may be 6 or 7 deep in terms of players they can get the football to. They just got a bunch of guys that come in and execute, and they just keep marching down the field. Watch out for Edmonds. He's in the slot.
Phillips, oh, he's a bowling ball. Couple of carries, and he means business inside the 5-yard line.
I'm really enjoying watching this Cade Kaufman. I mean, just watching him put on a show here and just his mannerisms, everything about him. It's very impressive. Uniform's not even dirty.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Almost like a Friday night in the park for him tonight.
Pretty much.
Does he get touchdown pass number 4? He may get touchdown run number 1. Cade Kaufman lost the football. It was stripped at the goal line and covered up by Southfield A&T. That may be the only thing to go wrong offensively tonight for East Kentwood. Wow.
You are right about that, Evan. And looked like he was going to get home, but a terrific job getting over there to make that play. And it was Jaden Ivey that came over and made it. That's a big-time play. They needed that play. They really needed that play. You got 3 minutes to go in the half, and they get the job done and get the turnover.
Man,
huge play.
We are seeing a lot tonight from Southfield A&T in terms of the culture that Keith McKenzie is trying to build. We've already seen one of the running backs, Tim Garr, essentially benched. We have not seen him since the beginning of this second quarter. You've got his best players, Jaden Ivey, Kenny Brooks, going both ways, and that is a heck of a play. It looked like it would be easy pickings into the end zone for Kaufman, but Ivey made a heck of a play.
He really did, and that's a play they desperately needed.
Porter gives. McEwen, oh man, they sent a blitz and it was going nowhere. Tyler Mewson wraps him up. Let's go back down to Russ on the sidelines.
Hey guys, you need to have plays to stay engaged in a game. And yeah, Southfield A&T down 29-8. They didn't give up on that play. It looked like it was a surefire touchdown run. But everybody on Southfield A&T's defense flowed nicely towards the pylon, finished the hit, and they get rewarded. And that's one of the rare mistakes that you might see from the future Spartan quarterback in a short yardage situation, because it looked like he was destined for a score. But Southfield A&T said no, and that's a good sign for them going into halftime.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both, Russ. I think they made the play, but it looked to me like Kaufman kind of took a little bit off. I think he thought he was going to just walk his way in there.
There could be a little bit of that too. Sure, yeah, he saw the pylon, he saw the angle that he had, and I guess it's a good example for any level of quarterback, from Pee Wee, Pop Warner, all the way up to high school and into college and the pros. Ball security, don't take anything for granted. And knowing what we know about the future Michigan State quarterback, that's going to be a learning experience for him. I'm pretty sure he's not going to have that happen again moving forward in the season.
So an opportunity for Southfield A&T to try to get some momentum, but that last play really set them back. They're inside the 15-yard line now. They got to get to the 30. Southfield A&T, man, they were so talented when they won the state title in 2023. A football team that's going to take down the Belleville Tigers and Bryce Underwood. Isaiah Marshall led them to one of the greatest upsets in the history of the state. Porter's got it to Keith McKenzie Jr., tried to get his way back to the original line of scrimmage, but he did not. And Ben, we keep talking about this. You can see the talent for Southfield A&T. Jaden Ivey is talented.
He
Kenny
really
Brooks,
is.
certainly talented.
Yep.
That team that won the state title a couple years ago. Isaiah Marshall is on your screen. He's now a Kansas Jayhawk, but they had wide receivers like Tashi Braceville. They were talented all over the field.
Yep.
And there will be continued talent to come through this program. Now it's about Keith McKenzie reestablishing the culture that had been built by Aaron Marshall.
Yeah, and I think he'll do that. I mean, again, with his resume and, he's still what he said he was in his early 50s. I mean, that competitive fire never leaves you when you play at that level. And I think he'll do a great job. And, whatever the outcome of this game is, there's going to be learning experiences and coaching points, whether you win or lose the game. But there's a lot of game left here, and let's see what their team can do here with just under 2 to go in the half.
Uncorking a deep shot, and it's incomplete. There is a flag down, though. Torian Davis may have gotten tangled up with coverage. He was locked up with DJ Jones. Pass interference, East Kentwood.
Yeah, right there on the back. And, I like that they're taking shots. They're taking a shot every series. They're not shying away from that. They're sticking to what they want to try to accomplish and what they ultimately want to do. And I like that they keep doing it. Just got to get Porter to get that ball and get dialed in with his receivers because they've been open on most of those throws.
So this will be a first down because it's a 15-yard penalty and it was 3rd and 13. Friendly reminder for you as you get back in the swing of things of watching Michigan high school football. The only penalty that is an automatic first down is anything that starts with roughing. Mm-hmm. Roughing the punter, roughing the passer.
Quarterback, yep.
Everything else,
foul.
Anything else, you assess the penalty yardage and then what it is and what it is. So hypothetically, it could be 3rd down and 27, and there's pass interference, but unlike the NFL, it's not automatic first down. Just to make you sound smart when you're watching a high school game, That's going to be a penalty on East Kentwood for too many men on the field. A substitution penalty. Their second defensive penalty that can be considered a mental mistake. They had an offside penalty earlier when they lined up in the neutral zone.
Yep.
Southfield A&T does have 2 timeouts here. And they give it to McEwen, who's got a gash. It'll be first down, Southfield A&T. Ball came out at the end, and it's East Kentwood football.
That's a shame for them. They were moving the ball. We're going to look back here at exactly what happened, but talked about protecting the ball at the other end on that carry by Kaufman, and that's just a good job of getting in there and getting the hands on it.
Man, you kind of feel for McEwen. As a running back, you're just trying to get a few extra yards, but guys like Moody are swiping at that football.
Yeah, Moody just overpowered him there, and so now Kaufman comes back on. He's over 200 yards in the half.
Trying to atone for that fumble at the goal line on the last possession. And they're going backward. All right, so apparently there is a championship belt, boxing belt they were just holding up on the sideline. Everybody's got to have props now, you know?
Got to have a selly, your go-to selling move.
We got to have a picture to put on the gram after the game. I mean, come on.
Yeah. They already did that, right?
I think they're going to do it again. Kaufman's got it. Quick throw. It's caught. First catch of the season for Kendrick Mayhew, the 6'3" tight end.
Yeah. He's the only player on their team that plays both sides of the football. First year playing on the defensive side of the ball. He's been a tight end, so they believe and have that much confidence in him to play on both sides of the line. And I think we've seen all the guys they have that can catch and run the football in this first half so far. So many talented players for this East Kentwood football team.
Got all 3 timeouts as we come up on a minute to go in a first half that has been dominated by Amon Edmonds and Cade Kaufman. Kaufman's thrown 3 touchdowns to Edmonds, and Amon also has a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown.
That's a good month for some guys.
It's a good month, and he's done it in like an hour.
a quarter and a half he did it.
Yep.
Clock issue again.
Got to add 6 seconds to the clock. It says 1:15. It should be 1:21. Ty Spencer coming back close to home. Said he was going to have some family and friends here. Of course, Southfield not too terribly far from Detroit.
Interesting tie, too, that we learned. You might have known this, Evan, but I learned it was Keith McKenzie left. There was one point where Ty interviewed for a job that he had at Wayne State. Here's another good throw.
Owen Vanderveen's got it across those sticks and another first down.
Vanderveen's a kid, too, that he just looks the part, man. Long, great hands, great control of his body, good technique, everything about him's good. They're going to try and get one in here in the final minute.
Kaufman throws, Edmonds catches. You know, every time he touches the ball, you think he's going to score a touchdown. You're almost disappointed when it's only a first down.
Well, I'm curious how many total touches he has in the game. That might be the first, well, maybe the second one that he hasn't taken in for a score, right?
He's got at least 6.
Okay, so, well, yeah, 2 then. He's got the punt and 3 catches for TDs.
Nas Williams in space. Ooh, took a big hit. Curtis Sherman has been making some strong tackles in the secondary. Brooks helped to slow him up. And now we will have a break in the action.
It's a way to finish the run there by Nas Williams. So you got all kinds of options. Shane LaCanera's got all kinds of options. What do? Do you run? Do you let Kaufman run it? Do you go to his arm? You throw a little fade? What do you do? I mean, that's the question. I think they keep it simple here. And the biggest thing that you see is how much space the Falcon players are in. And Southfield A&T got to be a little tighter on some of their coverage. There's too much space, too much room, and we've seen every time he's caught the football, Edmonds has made great plays, but a couple of those he's done it with his feet. So they got to tighten up defensively.
East Kentwood's athletic program on the rise with Mike Thomas coaching basketball and Ty Spencer coaching football. That state championship game that they lost to Catholic Central in 2002. If you get a shot, go find the game on YouTube. That was an outstanding game. 13-0 East Kentwood, 13-0 Catholic Central, going back and forth. A couple of teams running the wing tee and just running it down each other's throat in the Silverdome.
I'm going to add a notable alum to that list there. Mike Knuble, who won a couple of Stanley Cups with the Red Wings, played in their high school program back in the late 80s. His sons have both went on to play college hockey. So I'm going to throw Knuble on there. You know me, I'm always bringing hockey.
I was going to say, I'm shocked it took you this long for a hockey reference. I mean, the first half's almost over. Got to get you back in shape,
well,
man.
I went to the hat trick, so I guess technically, but yes, to your point.
Yeah, you're so smooth with that, I didn't even notice it.
So, again, the options here, Evan, you've got Edmonds in the slot. You got big number 1, Vanderveen to the near side. They got Williams in the backfield. I think they're going to, let's see what they're going to do here. I think they're going to look the direction of number 1 here, Owen Vanderveen. I'm going to take a shot and say that's where they're going to come to the near side here, try to get the mismatch with the young man that's 6'5" here. Let's see, though.
So they got Vanderveen on the near side of the field, and they got Edmonds in the slot on the far side. As the clock reads 41 seconds, and the official says it should be 51. Kaufman will have Nas Williams on his right. Got the tight end Mayhew. Power on that right side of the formation as the coaching continues on the East Kentwood sideline. And we're ready to play. Something strange happened on that play. I wonder if the snap didn't even happen. Yeah, it's going to be snap infraction East Kentwood. Let's watch this back. I believe that's false start, everybody but the center.
That's correct.
Poor Isaiah Wilson looking back going, was that the snap count? Whole offense moved, but poor Isaiah. And unfortunately for East Kentwood, the play doesn't start until he snaps the ball. There's some sort of animated conversation going on with the Southfield A&T sideline.
Another clock issue.
Yes. I'm going to add 10 seconds to the clock. And they'll snap it to Kaufman. And he's throwing to the end zone. He missed Vanderveen.
There was my guy. That's what I thought they'd do.
Tried to get him a step on the coverage. That was Dyer in the secondary.
That's the first pass he's missed tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid putting on a show here. I think they're going to go right back to him here. I think they're going to go one again.
So it'll be third down for East Kentwood. They have a couple of timeouts left. They're up 29-8 in the final minute of the first half. Snap to Kaufman. Play fake. Throw. End zone. Missed Mayhew.
Yeah.
It's the second straight pass where he just missed an open man. Missed Mayhew and Vanderveen on the one before that.
So third down coming up here. Actually fourth down.
They'll go for it on fourth down. You know, they're comfortable with Garcia from inside 40 yards. But they're going to keep Kaufman on the field. Already 3 touchdown passes tonight. Future Spartan floating one into the end zone, and he missed Jones. 3 straight misfires from Cade Kaufman. That was weird to see.
What is going on? Yeah, that's the throw, and a little too much air under it there, but like the thought process. Fun to watch him throw the football, even though those didn't go down for him. But the 29 seconds to go here, and if you're Southfield A&T, just take a knee, get into the locker room.
Yeah.
No further damage here in this first half. You're down by 21 here at home, and try to regroup. And I think they can still do some things in this game, certainly. But again, it's those passes to me that they missed on the fourth down they went for early. If that connects, you know, it's a tighter game, obviously. I don't think they're in a position where they're winning the game. But those are things that need to be connected. They need to be clicking on those things, and they just haven't so far tonight.
Let's see what the attack plan is here for Southfield A&T on this drive. Porter's got it. He's running for his life and did well to avoid all of that. Showing off some athleticism as the blitz for East Kentwood couldn't get home.
Yeah, he did. Almost turned into a really bad negative play there, but a good job by him to avoid it, like you said, and avoid any further damage.
You've talked about in this first half, Jeremy Porter has missed some throws, but
Yep.
there are those flashes, right? That this Southfield A&T offense, they start putting it together, they could be explosive.
And again, he's only starting for the second year in his football career as a quarterback, so I don't mean to be that hard on him, but those are just plays that are going to make a difference in a game, and they're going to make a difference in your season. And you know, as you go along, those are big moments. You got to have connection.
This time Porter can't get away. Right down in the backfield. Julian. Pick your poison. Whole bunch of men in there making plays, including 91 Bondin.
Interesting alignment there. They basically had their two defensive linemen out on the edge on the tackles there, and they got a timeout here. Southfield A&T going to talk it over.
You know, I wonder if they honestly called timeout just to potentially make Southfield A&T punt it again and see if Edmonds could take another one back for a touchdown.
I don't know, man. Kenny Brooks went into the huddle there, number 1, so he's going to go into the game for him on 3rd down here.
They're going to spot that football at the 17-yard line, and they have to get it to the 26, just past the 25.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with this team. I mean, this East Kentwood team.
Yeah.
Obviously, offensively, we knew coming in they got a Big Ten quarterback in the future, and Cade Kaufman, and he's delivered, and Amon Edmonds has delivered. But this defense, man, they're going to be a tough D to deal with over on the west side of the state. James Jones, number 51, you've called his name a couple times. Alex Smith told me, he said he's the best D lineman in all of West Michigan. And they got a ton of skill and speed in the next level in the secondary as well.
Porter, incomplete. Williams and Brooks were both there. Williams was the one who went for the ball, and he missed it. That'll stop the clock.
Well, it's 4th down.
In a first half that has featured 4 touchdowns for Amon Edmonds, 3 passing touchdowns for Cade Kaufman. It's our hard-working crew up there.
Can't do it without him.
Working overtime, big time this week. Had 2 games yesterday, 1 game today, 1 more game tomorrow. The load lightens next week. Just 1 game, but it is an awesome one. Cass Tech, Granville. Don't miss that one next Friday night. Cass Tech playing Toledo Central Catholic down the road at Wayne State tonight. That game is littered with Division I talent. Almost 25 D1 guys playing at Wayne State tonight. And we got a lot of talent here on the field at Southfield A&T tonight. You know, they started the ball game with a kickoff return for a touchdown by Jaden Ivey, but since those faces have become frustrated because East Kentwood has rattled off 29 unanswered. Amon Edmonds has caught 3 touchdowns and taken a punt return back 70 yards to the house. Cade Kaufman has thrown for 3 touchdowns, and it is all East Kentwood and Ty Spencer's return back to Metro Detroit. Russ Eisenstein down in the field, going to grab a member of the East Kentwood Falcons before we head to break here at Southfield A&T High.
Yeah, fun to watch Kaufman, man. He's been special to watch here in this game, and really just aside from that last possession, I mean, he hadn't missed on a pass, literally missed those 3 in a row, but he's a star and really good player in this state. Going to be amazing for them all season long with number 4, Amon Edmonds, and so many other guys in their offensive arsenal.
East Kentwood, a team that's got big dreams. Team's trying to get all the way to Thanksgiving weekend and Ford Field.
They got a shot.
Yeah, they do.
They got a shot, man. I know it's one half of football, but with Kaufman and the weapons they have offensively and their defense is they got some special guys on defense too, Evan, as we've seen, and at every level of the defensive group they do.
Russ is standing by with Coach Spencer.
Ty Spencer, we saw what Amon Edmonds did. What do you as a head coach say about what we saw from him?
Yeah, we've been seeing it all summer, you know what I mean, all off-season, the way he's been working hard. So I'm glad he's actually putting that product on the field. So it's really good for our team. He brings a lot of energy.
Your defense really frustrated Southfield A&T in the first half. How'd you do that?
Yeah, just by being consistent, playing our style of ball, trying to stop the run and control the passing game. So I thought we've done good, and we gave up a couple on the edge. We got to be consistent, a little bit more consistent, but I like where we're at right now.
Head coaches are never happy. I know that. You had the turnover down there at the goal line. You turned it over on downs there late in the second half. So there's still some things that you can improve on.
Yep, that special teams, we had a botch snap here. We gave up one on the kickoff. Can't do that, in the beginning of the game. But it's early. We got some young guys out there we're trying to get playing, and, we'll correct those things.
Thanks for the time. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's head coach Ty Spencer. Yeah, good first half. 29-8 at halftime. The Preps coverage of opening night of high school football in Michigan continues after this.
I am Dr. Jennifer Green, superintendent of the Southfield Public School District.
Craving something tasty? Front Page Deli serves up amazing sandwiches, plus fresh salads, juicy burgers, hot dogs, and more. With 2 convenient locations in Oak Park at 10 Mile and Greenfield and in Southfield at 12 Mile and Northwestern Highway, you'll get big flavor and fast, friendly service every time. Swing by today or check out frontpagedeli.com for menus and hours. Your next great bite is waiting for you at Front Page Deli.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596-0002. Visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
Night, Southfield A&T, East Kentwood. I'm Russ Eisenstein. The Preps coverage. Always we talk to the administrators. The brash, Shaquita Coltrane is the athletic director at Southfield A&T. Welcome to opening night. How has the prep for opening night transpired into what we're seeing on the field?
Oh my gosh. So, as you know, a lot goes into the planning. I think the biggest part for me is making sure the energy is still there at the tip top for the players, for the coach, for the crowd, of course. And but it's all the little things behind the scene, making sure that the tunnel was ready for the guys to come out, you know what I'm saying, and everything. Our trainers on deck, but it's been a lot of off-campus things going on just to make sure that we're ready for this day. I'm excited.
No stranger to being a coach. We'll talk about that to come. No stranger to working with administrators, too. In this changing era of college athletics and high school athletics, there's so much that you have to manage. What has that been like, the behind-the-scenes stuff, as being an athletic director?
So to your point, oh my God, between NILs and everything else that's going on, it's so much going on. And so we always try to make sure that the academics come before the athletic piece, right? So we've really been working with our team, with all of our scholar athletes, in fact, to make sure that we're eligible NCAA, that we make sure the grades are there, because we want to put the E back in excellence and make sure that's there. So doing that, the eligibility piece, and just making sure we keep all our athletes, but especially our football guys, on point. And then again, we got a great coach, Keith McKenzie, who's no stranger to football at all, as all know. So he is also very involved in making sure that our boys are not just playing, but they can make it to college.
You also balance being a head coach with an AD as well. So what's life like to kind of do both of those at the same time as you're the head girls basketball coach here?
I am. Thank you so much. So basketball is the same as me standing here breathing and talking to you right now, Russ. Like, it is my heartbeat. That is my passion. I love it. I love sports and I love kids. So being able to do that, that's like second nature for me. But I'm very competitive. Like, I'll beat you in a crossword puzzle. Don't play. But no, I have a great group of young ladies. They know that I'm the athletic director. They know that we have a lot of things going on. So the leadership there is great. And then so is my community. They know what I do, and we all do it together.
We've got to brag on your daughter as well. Highly decorated women's basketball player turned pro player that played at Walsh and then to Florida Gulf Coast and now playing professionally. You're a proud mom.
I'm an extremely proud mom. I just got back actually last night from Puerto Rico to watch her play. She put up 29 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, dancing with a triple-double. But, yeah, Shay Carter is definitely something special. She always comes back and give back to the community, too. So I'm excited. But, again, she's the role model of what I do, what I live and breathe, and what I'm able to continue to do for all our student athletes, not just the girls basketball team.
Well, congratulations on everything. Thanks for having us be here, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much. I just want to let everybody know that as we continue to build back better, like Southfield is here. Like, it's not we coming, we're here, and I can't wait for the city to see us.
I believe it. She's Shaquita Coltrane, the athletic director at Southfield A&T. I'm Russ Eisenstein. Halftime coverage continues next. This is The Prep.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
We're back at Southfield A&T, where their season started with a bang. How about Jaden Ivey? No, not the guy who plays for the Pistons. The guy who's running kickoff backs for 6 for Southfield A&T to start the season. But then after that, East Kentwood started to come unglued, Ben Holden, offensively. The future Spartan Cade Kaufman was finding mighty Amon Edmonds time and time again.
And Jaden Ivey is also the drum major in the band, by the way, at halftime. He's doing it all, man. He's going to drive the bus, I think, on their next road game. But, yeah, I mean, we talked about Cade Kaufman, and he's a marquee guy every time he's going to play here in his senior season. He's a Michigan State commit, going to play for Jonathan Smith next year. He'll be on their team, and he's come in here, and, I mean, just everything about him. The timing, the release, the confidence, the speed of the ball, everything about it. It's next level already, man. And this kid, Amon Edmonds, unbelievable. I mean, he's had 4 touchdowns. A lot of guys don't have 4 touchdowns in their entire career. He's electric, man. He is a dangerous weapon for them. And they go 5 or 6 guys deep in terms of skill guys. And there you see, again, the confidence, a little bit of swagger there, too, I'd say, from Kaufman. Just very confident in everything he does. That last drive they had it, if you were with us, missed those 3 passes at the end. But, man, he hasn't missed on anything else, Evan. He has been absolutely special and fun to watch tonight.
The stats for Cade Kaufman and Amon Edmonds will be fun to read off throughout the second half. We haven't even talked about that 70-yard punt return for a touchdown for Edmonds, where they barely breathed on him on his way to the end zone.
I mean, just hit the, is it the B button, the old controllers?
I believe it's hold down the right trigger for turbo.
Hold that one down, okay.
Yep.
But that's this kid. I mean, maybe that should be his nickname. Mighty Turbo. I mean, he's not big, but he is a heck of a football player. And, yeah, they're having a little fun over there on the trip they made over here from the west side, from Grand Rapids, up by 21 here at halftime.
East Kentwood and Southfield A&T play half number 2 right after this.
I am Dr. Jennifer Green, Superintendent of the Southfield Public School District.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores! Craving something tasty? Front Page Deli serves up amazing sandwiches, plus fresh salads, juicy burgers, hot dogs, and more. With 2 convenient locations in Oak Park at 10 Mile and Greenfield and in Southfield at 12 Mile and Northwestern Highway, you'll get big flavor and fast, friendly service every time. Swing by today or check out frontpagedeli.com for menus and hours. Your next great bite is waiting for you at Front Page Deli.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Follow the Prep on social media. We're on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook, and right here on our YouTube. And you can also be a part of our sponsorship team as well. Contact us today, info@theprepsports.com.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
They're going to kill the clock. You're going to see him do this. Let's kill it. Yep. After first down.
We're back at Southfield A&T, where on the opening play of the season for the Southfield A&T Warriors, they took a kickoff back for a touchdown. But ever since, it has been all East Kentwood, 29 unanswered. Cade Kaufman, the future Spartan, has got 3 touchdown passes. Amon Edmonds has accounted for 4 touchdowns, and they're rolling right now. Head coach for Southfield A&T, Keith McKenzie, is standing by on the sidelines with Russ Eisenstein.
Keith McKenzie, tough first half there. What did you tell your ball club to keep them engaged at halftime?
I told them really what's going on. There's really nothing schematically that we're doing. Scheme-wise, they're not doing anything that we haven't seen in practice. Right now it's a technique issue with us. We're tackling, our eyes in the right spots in the secondary, and we're not rushing the quarterback like we should be. But, the second half, I told them, man, listen, it's 3 scores. We're down 3 scores. We can fight to get ourselves back in there. It's going to be one play at a time, one mindset. So they're fired up. We're ready to get going with the second half. But we just got to tackle better. We at the point of attack. They're not like just doing stuff that we haven't seen in practice. We worked everything every route, every run. We just got to tackle better.
You had a couple of bright spots there. You had the kickoff return touchdown to open it up here, and you forced that turnover in the short yardage situation.
Yeah, these guys are fighting. That was Kenny Brooks on the hit, and one of my better players. And, we just got to keep fighting, and they ain't giving up. So different mindset than last year, but we're not giving up.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
That's Keith McKenzie, guys. Up to you.
Keith McKenzie's got a heck of a resume. In terms of plain career resumes of the head coaches at the high school level in this state, McKenzie, an NFL player, won a Super Bowl with the Packers in '96, great college career at Ball State, an assistant coach collegiately at Wayne State and Ball State. So selfishly, Ben, guys like you and I who just love high school football in this state, who care about the health of it, to have men like Keith McKenzie inspiring, mentoring the young men at Southfield A&T, it's just great for MHSA football.
Yeah, it's great for the game. It's great for these kids. And, he's going to give them lessons that whether you go and play college football or not at the next level, that are going to be lessons that stick with you for your life, right? I mean, those are things that I think is part of what makes any high school coach what they are as a high school coach. They're developing young men, young boys, young girls at that stage of their lives, and he's a competitor, man. You can hear it in his voice. You can see it. It was a lot of fun talking to him when you and I had a chance to visit with him earlier in the week, and he's got a lot of passion for what he's doing. And I think, if his guys can do what he just mentioned there with Russ, and that was what we talked a lot about in the first half, the tackling, too much space, make sure you're in the right spot, because there have been a lot of opportunities to make plays, but number 4, Amon Edmonds, has made him look silly way more than he hasn't here tonight. So they got to tighten that up, and I expect them to come out here and put up a battle here. East Kentwood, they're not going to change a thing, Evan. I mean, their quarterback's zinging it, slinging it wherever he wants. Guys are making plays, picking up yardage. Their defense is flying around. The defense hasn't allowed a point in this game. So, officially they haven't a lot of points. Special teams touchdown, the 2-point play. But, I think they've played a really good game so far, and I don't think there's a whole lot they need to clean up on their side of either offensively or defensively.
Cade Kaufman, the quarterback for East Kentwood, who's about to step back on the field as they get the football to start the second half. Cade Kaufman went 10 of 13 in the first half for 242 yards and 3 touchdowns. His wide receiver, Amon Edwards, caught 4 passes for 158 yards and scored 3 touchdowns.
Jeez.
And he touched the ball on a punt return that he took back 70 yards for a touchdown.
That's impressive stuff, man. They're both fun to watch, and I really like this East Kentwood team. I think Southfield A&T, they're gonna need a little bit of time to find some rhythm, but they've got players, and it comes down to what Keith McKenzie talked about, those little things, and the mindset. Don't lose your confidence. Keep believing in what you're doing. Keep believing in all the drills you've done and all the practices you put in to get to this point to open your season. And one of the biggest things I took away when we had a chance to talk to him pregame today, he said for the seniors, and they got a ton of seniors on this team. They have 22 seniors, 17 juniors. 39 of their 43 players are upperclassmen. And he said to his seniors, this is your last first game of the season. So go out and make the most of it. So, you know, inspiring stuff. And it's up to these kids to go out and do it now. The coaches have prepared them. You know that. Great coaching staff they've got. So we'll see what they can do here.
Kickoff went out of bounds, so East Kentwood's drive will start in prime real estate. Again, those numbers for Kaufman in the first half, 10 of 13, nearly 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. Believe it or not, the 3 incompletions came all in a row when East Kentwood was trying to score a late touchdown at the end of the first half. And Kaufman also looked like he was going to have a walk-in running touchdown, but Russ was talking about it with Keith McKenzie on the sideline. Great job by Kenny Brooks to force a fumble literally at the goal line. Otherwise, this could easily be a 42-43 game.
And those are big plays. Those are effort plays. Those are not quitting on the plays kind of plays. And that's what he's talking about when he used that word mindset. Don't quit. Play through. Play till you hear the whistle. Make sure you're finishing plays and doing what you're supposed to be doing. And that was a great example of that by Brooks. Well, let's see what Kaufman does here, Evan. I mean, I'm excited to see what he does here and start chucking it around here again.
His running back is Jesse Phillips, one of 3 different guys to run it for East Kentwood.
Yep. And he's built.
And he's got the ball. Running left to daylight.
Jeez.
Jesse Williams into the secondary. Dyer had to bring him down. They are cycling through the bodies, and it's all working for East Kentwood.
I mean, you go from having to tackle Amon Edmonds, number 4, to Jesse Phillips here. And Phillips looks like he's about 6'1", 6'2", at least, probably 215, somewhere in that range. That is a big young lad.
Back to him. Slowed up in the hole and brought down after a gain of a couple. Nice job by Christian Smith, number 50, slowing him up. Caleb Lane finished the job.
Yeah, they've got so many guys. I mean, you go through they got a tight end in Mayhew. They went to him on one of those incompletions. They got Vanderveen. They've got, of course, Edmonds. They've got Phillips. They've got Williams. They've got Jones. They got Nettleman. I mean, they got 6 legit guys that can make some big plays for you.
Offside Southfield A&T. So this will make it second down and even shorter.
Now, I will say this, Evan. You talked about it in the first half. Tim Garr is back on the field defensively here for them. And he was out for most of that first half.
So up here in the broadcast booth, again, we are pushed away from the field, so not 100% this is what Keith McKenzie said, but it sounded like the head coach for Southfield A&T turned to Garr on the sidelines in the first half and said, walk back to the locker room. You're not playing this half anymore.
There you go. And that's accountability. There's nothing wrong with that.
Another run for Jesse Phillips, another first down.
You know, it's part of developing and building their program. And personally, I have no problem with that. Like, that's accountability. These guys are young men. They're playing high school football. You got to be accountable. You got to be a good teammate. You got to do what the coaches are asking and what your teammates are expecting you to do.
Opening drive of the second half for East Kentwood.
Watch out for Edmonds. He's in the slot.
Left side of the screen. Vanderveen is on his left. It's almost like they're hiding Edmonds with the 6'4" Vanderveen over there.
I love that kid, man. He's a good player.
Quick drop for Kaufman. Taking a deep shot. Wide open man. What a throw and catch. Touchdown again. It's Jones. Spartan fans, I think you're getting a winner in Cade Kaufman. Watch this dime.
Watch the ball. Watch the release. One tap on the ball. Absolute perfect ball right where it needed to be. It doesn't get any prettier than that. And that is 4 on the night for the future Spartan.
He's now over 300 yards passing. 11 of 14, 311, and 4 touchdowns. If there was such a thing as high school football, fantasy football in Michigan, you got a winner in Cade Kaufman tonight.
Well, if you had him and Edmonds on your team, you're winning.
You are winning your league this week. Let's go back down to the sidelines and Russ.
Heck of a ball there, guys. That was a tight spiral that was feathered out perfectly. You talk about a high major quarterback making a high major quarterback play. That was dropped right in the bucket with perfect lead for 6 for East Kentwood.
Again, Cade Kaufman over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. And, you know, Ty Spencer didn't sugarcoat it, Ben, when we were talking about it in the lead up to this game. He's someone who coached at King, and yes, he won a lot of state championships at King, but he said this, not us, just to call a spade a spade. In the PSL, you pretty much play 2 games every year if you're King. You play Cass once, and then you play him again in the PSL championship game. So really it feels like your season starts, according to him, when you hit the playoffs. He said he had to adjust last year going to East Kentwood because in the OK Red, you are slugging it out in front of great environments, great crowds, great communities, pretty much every single week. So it said it took him a little bit to get adjusted to that, and certainly East Kentwood the rest of the season will have test after test after test, but they are able to pass a lot of those tests because they just have a lot of answers out on that field.
Yeah, they really do. And, you know, when we talked with him about Kaufman, he said he was evaluated a couple of years ago with Bryce Underwood. It was those 2 guys that were at the camp that came in that particular session. And it was Western Michigan that really was hot after Kaufman, but then Michigan State got involved. Jonathan Smith and his staff saw him, and he went in and put on a pretty good show for them. And then the offer came, and he committed, and there's a miscue there. That's just a mental mistake there on that attempt to try to gather that ball in there on that kickoff.
And this is where you learn a lot about a team, and you learn a lot about, as you're talking about, the accountability that Keith McKenzie is trying to build. You're facing a really good team. The score's not where you'd like it to be, and you basically got the whole second half to play. What will you do mentally?
Yep. And that's a case right there. He just took his eyes off it. I mean, he had it in his hands, coming into his hands, just hit his hands, took his eyes off it, and dropped it. And, you know, I've said this to you when we've done hockey together. When you're losing games and you're getting blown out in games, you're even more under the microscope because coaches want, and your teammates too. Your teammates want to see how are you going to react. You're going to quit. You're going to give up. You're going to take a play off. Like, you got to make sure that you're doing those things that you're supposed to do, those good habits that you always hear coaches talk about. Was that the prep drone?
I hope that drone's legal, whoever's flying it. I believe you got to have a permit.
Look out.
Oh, it's tipped and picked off the hands of Ivy, and it was plucked before it hit the ground by Mayhew. At least it looked like that. The officials say incomplete, and Mayhew's saying, can I watch this replay?
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, that hit the ground.
Yep.
That hit the ground. Good call by the officials. No review in high school football. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet, anyway.
But that was the right call. It was a good call.
Trying to get the ball to Ivy on a middle screen.
Yep.
Did hit him right in the hands.
It did. It did. And that stuff, that'll get better for the Southfield A&T team as they go along. They want to see it get better here in the second half, but I think it'll get better for them. You and I were talking at halftime. I mean, they've got some people. They don't have the people and the high-level guys that East Kentwood has, in my opinion, but they've got some people that can do some things.
McEwen wrapped up by James Jones Jr., 5'11 senior who squats 500 pounds, started at Grand Rapids Christian, now he's at East Kentwood, and he has just sucked up a lot of space in the middle tonight.
I mentioned earlier, I'll mention it again, Alex Smith, their defensive coordinator, in our pregame conversation told me, he said he is the best defensive lineman in West Michigan, one of the best in the state. 275 pounds, all conference last year. He's the guy that leads them up front. And then in the secondary, they've got a couple guys that really step up and carry him back there. And it's a great group, great defensive group.
Back to Porter. Fastball knocked away. Great break in the ball by Dallas Moody. Knocked it out of Martin's hands.
Terrific play by Moody. That's how you defend. That's how you use your body, your positioning. Perfect timing. Kind of reached in front there, a little backhand on that to get that ball knocked out of there. That's a terrific play.
You know, there's a handful of guys who transferred into East Kentwood when Ty Spencer came over. Dallas Moody, who just made that play, is one of them, started at Caledonia. The quarterback, Cade Kaufman, is also one of those guys. He started at Grand Rapids South Christian, which has a really awesome athletic tradition in both hoops and football. Got to get one more man on the field here on the punt team for Southfield A&T. And there's a flag. Keith McKenzie on that sideline is imploring everybody to know who's on the punt team.
Yep. Only had 10.
Resume for Coach McKenzie, as we were talking about, in terms of head coaches in the state, one of the best. Super Bowl champ with the Green Bay Packers back in '96 when Desmond Howard was returning kicks for touchdowns and Brett Favre was slicing and dicing the Patriots in the Super Bowl. With Pat Summerall and John Madden on the call.
He had no offers coming out of high school. No offers, went to Ball State. Was telling us the story. Look out.
Punt blocked. Everybody getting in on the fun for East Kentwood. Looked like Negron blocked the punt.
That's who it was. Clean. No one blocked him. Came right through there on that left side and got a piece of it and sets his offense up with a very, very, very short field here early on in this third quarter. Good look at it here. Just shoved off and just walked his way right in there. That's an easy one for him. Good job. Good alertness. Good smart play. New quarterback, Evan.
Kaufman is out of the football game. For now, his night is done with the 4 touchdowns. They'll get Tyron Harris, the sophomore, into the game. Williams, the back on his right. He gives it to him, and he is tackled inside of the 5. No touchdown yet. He's down to the 1. And now this is huge for East Kentwood, the ability to get some new faces into the game. Tyron Harris, who coming into the year maybe wondering how much he's going to get to play. He's going to get some valuable minutes here in the second half.
Yeah, he's going to play most of the second half unless something drastically changes. But, yeah, and that's for, for the coaching staff, that's an area where that's how you build depth. You get some guys some actual game time experience and get
Williams is in. And East Kentwood's offense, a well-oiled machine, made the trip across the state in week 1 of the year, and they're putting the state on notice with all these points.
I'm going to give you another hockey term. They're a wagon offensively. This team is unbelievable. They got so many guys, 6, 7 guys deep, that just taking it to them right now and really putting it to them here. There's the Instagram photo.
I mean, they are just going to get so much engagement tonight. So many likes.
Love it.
So many Instagram stories. It is just going to be a heck of an evening.
Yep.
Garcia's extra point up and good, so we have reached the 35-point lead mark for East Kentwood. Another reminder for you. That means it is now running clock. 43 unanswered for East Kentwood. The type of performance in week 1 that tells the whole state, don't you forget about us.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596-0002, visiting our website, following
Going to be another touchback off this kickoff for East Kentwood. And the drive will start for Southfield A&T, down 43-8. Just over 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Evan Stockton, Ben Holden with Russ Eisenstein on the sidelines. Glad to welcome you back to watching MHSA football with us all season long on the Prep. We will take you all the way up through the playoffs, all the way up to Thanksgiving weekend at Ford Field. Huge weekend of high school football coverage here on the Prep. Had Saline Rockford last night. Saline rallies back to win that ball game on the road. What a win. Ben, you and Matt Derry were at Brother Rice Dakota last night. You know, I kind of walked away, and maybe as a Catholic Central alum, you're always kind of looking at that Catholic League slant. But the fact that Brother Rice, as young as they are, walked in Dakota and had a chance to win that game, that's a pretty impressive effort from Aaron Marshall's team. It was, and it was literally down to the last play of the game. It was a fourth down play on a pass and broken up by Dakota. And, you know, that's really what Greg Bauer and his program, they really hang their hat on the defense, right? And we talked about that a lot last night. In that midway through that third quarter on, you know, they're going to have to make a stop. And they did. They didn't give up a point in the second half, so they played really well. That's going to be a really good Brother Rice team. I think they're going to be a tough out come playoff time because I think they're going to the playoff. They're not going to win 2 games this year. Yeah. No way. They're well coached. They've got a ton of skill. And, yeah, if your team's in their division in the state, man, that's a scary thought because, you know, their quarterback's a freshman. Freshmen littered all over that team, so they're going to be a dangerous team. It's going to be such a competitive Catholic League this year. Catholic Central, if Cass Tech's not the best team in the state, Catholic Central considered that, and at last check, they were up 22-0 on Chip Valley at home. Yikes. And their season opener tonight. Orchard Lake St. Mary's, of course, defending state champion, and they took care of business on the west side of the state last night. De La Salle will be good again. Yep. Timmy Garr on the run again. 2 straight runs for him to start this drive. And next week we get a chance here on the Prep to look at Cass Tech in Grandville. Grandville, one of those West Side powers. I'm sure a lot of the fans watching this game back in the West Side, watching for East Kentwood tonight, know how good Grandville can be year after year. And Cass Tech, who won the Division I championship last year, led by Corey Sadler, who's off to Bill Belichick in North Carolina next year. Is he? It's going to be really interesting to follow Cass Tech early on in the year. They're playing tonight at Wayne State against Toledo Central Catholic. Yeah, he's a stud. I remember seeing him, I want to say it might have been 2 years ago. And Chad and I went down to Youngstown and did a game down there when they played, and it was like, whoa, this kid's going to play in the NFL. Like, you could tell. And he was only he's a senior now, obviously, but yeah, he was would have been a sophomore. It was a couple years ago. Porter to throw on third down, and he's forced to throw it away. Great catch on the sideline, James Jones. Oh, look at him. He's so happy. That needs to make the Instagram. At least it should. James has probably been telling people all year, let me be tight end. Let me catch the football. The big man. Look at the big man. Oh, man, what a catch. Let's see if we can give you another look at that. That was pretty sweet. Having a lot of fun on that sideline for East Kentwood. A team that their coaching staff told us coming into this game, yeah, we went 5-5 last year. Yeah, we lost in the playoffs in the first round to Hudsonville, but they lost by 2 points on a field goal literally at the gun. And Hudsonville went on to make the state championship game. They feel like there's a lot of unfinished business for them this year at East Kentwood. Yeah, and they said they felt like they were peaking at the right time there, and so yeah, they're close. Look out. Oh, Edmonds ran into his own blocker, and oh no, he feels terrible. Chris Thompson, number 42. Edmonds ran into him, and watch at the end here. Poor Chris goes, oh no. He's like, all right, where am I going? I'm going that way. He didn't know he was there. He probably gave him a yell, but it probably wasn't in time, and that's about the only way you've been able to stop him tonight. I mean that with all sincerity. Like, that's about the only way you've been able to take down number 4, and he looked like he was going to hit another home run, Evan. Yep. Mighty Amon Edmonds. 3 receiving touchdowns and a punt return touchdown. It's going to be a real hot battle tonight for G of the game. Do you pick Edmonds? Do you pick Cade Kaufman? Almost feels like you have to pick Kaufman, although Edmonds, maybe you just do dual G's. I was going to say,
I'm going to expense the budget. Can we give 2 hats?
I don't make those decisions. The guy who makes those decisions is on the sidelines, and his initials are CB. And he's standing next to RE, Russ Eisenstein. Glad to have Russ on the coverage tonight.
Got an injured Southfield A&T player. Going to get a stoppage here out of your picture. And reaching for his right calf, right ankle.
Adrian Lockhart, number 65, that's down for Southfield A&T.
Yeah. Well, these Kentwood's got all their second group in there, and they've got all kinds of guys that probably wouldn't be playing in a game that was tight, so that's good for them, for their coach, Tyrone Spencer.
Heck of a resume. Made 5 state title games at King, won 4 of them. You know, he's part of such a legacy at Detroit King. When you look up what King has done in terms of the state titles they've won, and you match it up with these great Midwest football programs, talk about Massillon in Ohio, you talk about Cincinnati Moeller in Ohio, pull up wherever you want. Detroit King is on that list, and Coach Spencer continued that legacy. That's why it's so fascinating to follow what he's doing at East Kentwood, the challenge he took on. He admitted, hey, yeah, King was great, but I just had an opportunity for a new challenge, and I took it. And it feels like after 1 year of an acclimation process, this
Game
year
on.
he's starting to hit the accelerator.
Yeah, game on. It looks that way. I mean, we've talked about it all night, but you have to. It starts with a quarterback. You got that guy. You got a legit Division I, Big Ten quarterback running your offense and all the parts around him. And they're going to be a dangerous team. I mean, 5-5 last year. Man, I don't know. I'd have to see the rest of their schedule, but they're going to win a lot of games this year.
If you're interested in high-level coverage like this the rest of the season, go follow us on all our social medias and contact us, info@theprepsports.com. Still opportunities to book football broadcasts in October into the playoffs in November. Excited to cover high-level football like this across the state of Michigan all year long. Chance to see programs like East Kentwood, Southfield A&T. East Kentwood hasn't won a state title in their history, but they've played for one.
In bonus tonight, we're not sweating through our shirts.
Low snap, that ball's on the ground. Harris, the quarterback, tried to fall on the football. Southfield A&T thinks they've got it.
Let's see.
They have said it's Southfield A&T football amidst all those bodies.
That was a ruck, as we would say in rugby there, and they came up with the football in there.
That is the second takeaway on the defensive side for Southfield A&T tonight. Give them credit.
See if they can put a drive together here. Again, their offense has not scored a point here tonight. They ran the opening kickback, went for 2. They haven't done anything offensively in this game in terms of scoring or point production.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, if you're Southfield A&T, if you had told them after they took that opening kickoff back for a touchdown,
right?
You're not going to score another point, at least until this point of the football game, they'd probably go, oh boy, really?
Yeah. Well, as much credit as we've given East Kentwood's offense, the defense, they look to be in pretty good shape on defense too. They got a lot of their second unit guys in there. Again, this is good for their program in year 2 of Tyrone and his staff and what they want to do. And they're swarming around just like the first unit did, Evan. And that's something we talked about right off the top. Alex Smith, we want our guys to swarm. That's a stat we keep. They want to get 4 to 5 hats around the ball right there. And they got 3 for sure around it, maybe a 4th, but that's something they track. And I think it encourages their guys to even play another notch up as what they normally would, just to get to the football and be really miserable to play against. That's what they want, and they've done a great job of that tonight.
Porter, the quarterback, after taking a hard hit on that last play, is off the field. New quarterback is number 12 for Southfield A&T. That's Vincent Wesley in the game.
Yes, it is. Yep.
He gives to Gar. And he's got some movement along that right side of the line. Gets back along the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down.
You know, and even though the script is flipped here for Southfield A&T, they're obviously getting beat up pretty good here in this game. But like I said earlier, you learn a lot about your team, and they're getting some different guys into play and getting them some action, some live action reps here.
And their schedule doesn't get any easier. They got to go to West Bloomfield and Stony Creek the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Lowell, Harper Woods, and Groves after that. Harper Woods going to be one of the better teams in the state again this year. Dakota Grant, the junior, is one of the best in his class in America. Tough sledding for both these teams the rest of the year, and a tough one to start. Southfield A&T and East Kentwood off to the 4th quarter. It is 43 unanswered for the Falcons as we start the 4th after this.
My time to shine. He got it. Splash.
And that will put some dogs on it.
They were having a lot of fun, dishing it off to each other. The dunks were happening, just a good time.
We start the 4th quarter and go down to Russ.
Hey guys, good to see you again. Pretty impressed with the fundamentals of East Kentwood. They do their work early. We talk about cross-sport analogies. When we talk about basketball, post players doing their work early, footwork, positioning, all of that. You see that from East Kentwood too, and I'm talking about corners, their approach on the ball, their angle. We saw a couple of knockaways there. Good fundamental tackling, so they could be a highlight team, but they're also a real fundamental team. On the other side for Southfield A&T, really like the engagement of their sideline. After the turnover, they're still fired up, they're still cheering on their teammates, and that's the stuff, Ben, that you talked about earlier about staying with it in a game. You find out a lot about your ball club when you might be down in a game. In addition to all that, I know I was brought in to do play-by-play of Central State and Kentucky State tomorrow in the Detroit Football Classic, but I also was brought in potentially to preview a World Series matchup. Your Tigers, my Brewers, game on, hopefully, for a World Championship.
Well, do you have an early scouting report, Rush? You can't, toss that out there and not give us, a little bit of the rundown here. I mean, your Brewers can't lose baseball games this year.
Yeah, they've dropped a couple, lost the series to the Diamondbacks, split the series with the Diamondbacks. Best starting pitching in baseball, going through some injuries, fundamentally sound, very quick, opportunistic, and they're hitting more homers now. Yes, they are the best team in baseball, I believe, but I'm also a Tigers fan, too, by association. So I'd love to see you guys come to Miller Park, American Family Field, for the World Series, in addition to me coming back here. And you might be asking, you're from Chicago. Yeah. How are you a Brewer fan? Well, I just am. It goes back to my grandmother, my grandma Zelda, who grew up in Milwaukee, a Braves fan. My parents, my relatives, they saw Aaron and Matthews and Spahn and Burdette. And I know all the names here in Detroit. So it's going to hopefully be a deep playoff run for your team, my team, and fun here on the Prep as well.
Yeah, I was going to call you out on that, but I didn't have to. So thanks for explaining that, buddy.
And you bet. I'm a Sox fan, too. And it's been a rough run.
Russ, is there anybody you don't root for?
I've got two teams. Easy, Cowboys. Syracuse. So you could have one team in Syracuse. One league. You can have another team in another league. And so that's how it works out.
Love it, man.
I believe it. I mean,
he despises your orange.
I can understand it. I can understand it.
It's a hell of a lax outfit.
Well, yeah, it is.
It is.
Back to the Final Four this year for the first time in, I believe, 20 years.
There you go.
For the Fighting Oranges.
Air Gate.
That's right. Gary Gate is the head coach of the Syracuse men's lacrosse team. Russ, talking about baseball, it's interesting. He brings that up with the Tigers, fresh off that sweep on the road. I almost said it Oakland. It's Sacramento now. Keep forgetting that.
Yep.
Running clock here with the score being 35. So East Kentwood, as you were talking about getting bodies into the game.
Yep.
And I guess if you'll allow me here to tell personally, I played at Catholic Central, and I wasn't always a starter. I was a backup, right?
Yep.
So important to always remember for guys on the field in this moment, you may be watching a game and it's a 35-point game. To the guys on the field, it's super valuable to get experience. And also for guys who have worked in practice, the opportunity to play on Friday Night Lights.
Yep.
And with a gorgeous sunset like this.
Yeah. No,
it's a huge opportunity.
It's what they work for, and it's like we've talked. I think for Southfield A&T, or any team, when you're winning the game, you're winning like this, and even on the Kentwood side, they're watching these guys. Don't go in there and just lollygag around. You got to go in there and play. You got to go in there and perform, because there's always you're always being evaluated in sport, right? You're always constantly being evaluated. So for both these groups. And I love your point. And when you don't get a chance to play very much, you should embrace that. You should wrap your arms around it. You should go through a wall for your teammates. And it's great to see some of these guys get an opportunity in week 1 here.
That's caught. Harris found his man, Bryce Barnes, on the near side of the field. Harris, the sophomore quarterback, in there for Cade Kaufman right now for East Kentwood. Getting some valuable experience here and finding that 6'2" target Barnes on the near side.
Yeah, and I think we got a little more clarity on we present our G of the game, player of the game. I think right now we're gonna go with co-players. I don't think that's gonna change. I think we're gonna go with both guys. I think that's fair.
I agree.
I mean, you got mighty Amon Edmonds has got 4 TDs. Kaufman's chucked 3 to him, but he's got 300-plus yards, great completion percentage. They both were absolute stars, so sorry to give that away already, but we're only 7 minutes away with a running clock, so it probably won't be that far off before we're handing those hats out.
Well, I don't think you were really giving anything away, though, as
not
we're
really.
watching Johnson run here.
Well,
it'll be 4th down East Kentwood.
There was a little bit of a debate internally here in our booth. All right, one guy or the other, and so I said, all right, let's just go with both.
Well, the question was,
too.
did we have multiple hats? And we were alerted by our fearless leader, Chad Bush, that he has 8 hats.
Well, why don't we just give out 7 and give them all the starting offensive linemen?
Good. That's a lot of people for us to talk to in the postgame, though, Remembering all those names. I mean, he can do it. It's just tough.
They can just do it like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander does. Ball down.
East Kentwood's going to get the stop. Southfield A&T gets the stop at East Kentwood. Southfield A&T, will the scoreline be what it wants? No, but there are positives to take away, including this. This is their 3rd forced turnover.
Yep, I mean, that's players not quitting. That's players doing what their head coach, Keith McKenzie, told us at the start of the second half. Mindset, play, tackle, get your eyes right. And there you see him having a word there with a guy that we've talked about all game, Gar, who was out in the first half, and he's come back in here. That's what Keith McKenzie wants to see. That's what any coach wants to see. How did you respond to that? How did you respond and react to the adversity? Yeah, they're not going to win this game, but he's come back in, he's left it all out there, and he made a big play there for him.
The running clock here could be the final drive of the night for Southfield A&T. Porter's back to quarterback after Wesley was the quarterback on the last drive. Setting up a middle screen. It's caught by Williams, who caught the ball and then started going backwards.
Yeah, you want to take that ball, turn, and I know he's trying to make a play, but you got to just turn and get that ball north, go up the field. No east-west stuff there. There's a lot of bodies, a lot of traffic in there. He's lucky he didn't get popped really good in there, but that would be the coaching point on that one for sure. Get it, get your foot in the ground, and get up the field.
There's going to be a lot of highlights to clip up from this game. There were a lot of high-scoring opportunities, high-flying plays from East Kentwood, but also that kickoff return for a touchdown by Jaden Ivey to start the game was crazy. McEwen.
Swarm.
There we go again.
I mean, look at that.
How have I not made a single Falcons flocking to the football reference
flying,
yet?
I've dropped the flying in a couple times, but yeah, they do. They flock, they swarm, they get to it, and you see it in Alex Smith's defense here. I mean, these are the second unit guys. Some may be some of the third unit guys, but there's no change in the mentality and the philosophy and the attitude that they're playing with. Because there were 6, 7 shirts around the football there in a hurry.
It is 4th down. The ball is at the 30. You got to get to the 38. Southfield A&T and their quarterback Jeremy Porter taking a while to get the play in.
3rd and 8.
Yeah, they fixed that. They had 4th down on the down marker on the far side of the field. Now they flipped it to 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to Gar. Got some daylight. Didn't get the first down, but found some positive yardage. You think Southfield A&T is going for it here.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, Evan, that guy right there, that young man, I think he's going to get called out in a good way when they do video, when they do film, whenever they meet as a team, because of what we just talked about with him first half. Hey, get out of here, go sit in the room, whatever he did, comes back, plays. Great to see. I mean, it's going to be a loss for them, but that's great to see. That's coaching, that's accountability, that's a player taking ownership and stepping up and standing up for his teammates.
Drive continues for Southfield A&T. Porter running away. And throwing incomplete. Short hop the throw. He's hoping for Keith McKenzie Jr.
Yep. That is, of course, the coach's son, and we asked him about that, and he said it's my biggest joy so far in coaching for him. That's his oldest son. He's got 2 on the JV squad, and he said, I want to be around. It's that point in time in their life where I need to be around. He said, I'm hard on all of our guys, did Keith McKenzie. He said, there's no favoritism. He's earned his spot, earned his keep, and that's always an interesting dynamic, father-son or father-daughter, mother-daughter in sports, and it's cool to see another generation, McKenzie's, 3 of them playing football here at Southfield A&T.
Coach McKenzie said, when we asked him kind of the obvious question, you're harder on your son than everybody else? He said, no, because I feel like the team wouldn't take me seriously if I was harder or easier on him versus everybody else.
Yep, and that's, to me, that's the way you got to do it.
Tipped and incomplete. McKenzie and Ross were in the vicinity, and Ross was thinking that pass was for him. He turned to Keith McKenzie and said, why'd you touch the ball? That was for me.
Trying to get his hands on it.
You got to respect the fire and the effort, even when the score is what it is, and there's only a couple snaps left.
Yeah, I mean, it's, that's what you want out of your team. So, they got a lot of work to do, and you mentioned they got some tough teams coming up. But I think with the man leading their program and coaches he's got around him, they're going to be fine within time. This is a really good team they played tonight, though. Really good football team East Kentwood has. They're going to be tough, man. They won 5 games last year. I think it's going to be at least 3 higher this year, at least. That's my call.
Yeah, you would think, right?
I mean, I think this team's going to do a lot of damage this year. Second year, both these coaches in year 2, right? So, Tyrone's obviously won in this state, knows how to win, knows what it takes, knows the formula, and they're certainly ahead of the curve, comparatively speaking, to Keith McKenzie. And a lot of players left the program here, so you have to play the hand you're dealt, right? But I think guys are going to come and want to play for him too. So there's a lot of talent in this part of Metro Detroit too.
We just showed a shot of the officials. And while we have the opportunity, as we start yet another fall sports season, we start this football season, special shout out and thank you to all the officials working at every level of MHSA athletic events. It's often a thankless task, the hours they're putting in. A special thank you to all of them, the men and women who will be working the events that we're lucky enough to cover all year long. The unsung heroes, no doubt about it.
Great point, Evan. I second that.
Porter throws it deep. He missed Williams. They've tried that fly pattern a couple of times tonight. And that should be that from Southfield A&T. With the running clock, it'll keep on running. And these Falcons, flying over to the east side from the west side, get to celebrate a season-opening statement win. There is talent all over that roster. And the black, white, and red. Tonight, the guys who we're about to hear from are G's of the game. Amon Edmonds and Cade Kaufman. The future Spartan at quarterback, Cade Kaufman, threw for 4 touchdowns. Mighty Amon Edmonds, who some college would be wise
And some college will.
to offer.
Yeah.
He had 4 total touchdowns, a punt return touchdown and 3 catches.
Yeah. Remember Garrett Wolf?
Yeah.
I bet Russ does. I did one of his games at Ball State one night. He played in the league for the Bears. He was a Northern Illinois running back. And he was about the same size. And he tore it up in college and played in the NFL. So this kid is a dangerous, dangerous weapon offensively. And not a bad night between 2 of your stars. 7 touchdowns. That is really impressive stuff. And again, I think this East Kentwood team, they're going to be a handful here in 2025. New coach, second year, got things in place. Got all the pieces around him. Certainly offensively. I don't know how many questions there are defensively. We'll see when they get, you said they're playing Byron Center coming up. That'll be a tough test. You'll learn a lot more about them in that game for sure and others down the road.
One final snap. Porter, down he goes. That's just the Terry on top of the Sunday. Oh, and I hope nothing silly happens here. That was a hard, forceful throw to the ground by Jaden Beard. And luckily they got the bodies untangled there as Jaden had a little extra oomph.
Yep.
Understandably so after this big sack. Give him credit and give East Kentwood credit. They closed this game like they started the game, with vim, vigor, and a whole lot of points. How about 43 unanswered for East Kentwood? Ty Spencer and his team, don't sleep on them in game number 1 of the year. They tell the whole state, pay attention to us.
Yeah, they're going to have to, because it's a really good team and a really good offensive team. And like I just said, I think defensively we'll learn more about this group as we go along. They didn't give up a point tonight offensively for Southfield A&T. They shut them out. They gave that opening kickoff and then the 2-point try to open the game. So there's one of the G's of the game, Amon Edmonds. 4 scores in this game for him tonight. What a show he put on, and great show by their entire football team here tonight.
We'll hit a quick break. Come on back and get your G's of the game. Amon Edmonds and Cade Kaufman will be by to talk with Russ Eisenstein. After this, congratulations, East Kentwood. You're 1-0 in 2025. 43-8 winners tonight at Southfield A&T. We're back in a moment. Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
We're back at Southfield A&T where those Falcons are about to celebrate a win, and we got to go down to the field and talk to the guys who gave them that 43-8 win. They scored 43 unanswered points. You're about to hear a lot about these guys over the next few weeks, the next couple of months. Our G's of the game, Cade Kaufman and Amon Edmonds, standing by with Russ Eisenstein.
Those hats are looking good on the winners here tonight. Cade Kaufman, Amon Edmonds, congratulations on the win. First off, from a team perspective, what does this win mean to you in the opener?
Yeah, I mean, it shows a lot of the hard work in the offseason paying off, and get this thing rolling, and we're operating at a high level, and just seeing that growth from last year, it's really, really fun to see.
For you guys, the offseason, after last season, you guys probably felt that you were better than a 5-win team and a team that had a chance to advance in the playoffs. How much did that fuel what we saw here tonight?
It fueled a lot, definitely. We took it all in. Last year, we lost a lot of good seniors, but it fueled us a lot. Like Kay, and he come in leading us a lot. Like he pushed all of us every day. Like it meant a lot.
It's rare that we have two players as the G's of the game. So I want you to talk about what you saw from him tonight. Pretty impressive, huh?
Yeah, the dude can just make a play. Like it's a lot easier on me when you can just give the ball to him and he go makes a play. And that's what's so special about him is he takes a lot of load off me, which is awesome.
Brag about your quarterback here. What'd you see from him tonight?
This is Kate. Nothing really. This is what he does. So definitely a great guy. There's nothing. Proud of him. You always make me look good.
What do you think about the future for this year? Your thoughts, your goals?
Definitely kind of all state, all conference, but really just win, make it far.
For you, it's already known about your college decision. So how do you get yourself right this year with this team to get yourself ready for the future?
Yeah, you worry about the process. That's a big thing in the quarterback room is we talk about the process a lot and how we get to certain plays. And that's been a big thing for me is how we're doing it, how we're operating. I feel like that's what's so special about this one is we were operating at a high level. It wasn't just that we went out there, we played good, we did, but we operating at a high level. So that was really what the focus has been and processing at a high level.
You interview at a high level, too. This was a Big Ten quarterback type interview. Congratulations.
I said thank you.
Amon, congrats to you, buddy.
Thank you.
Those are the G's of the game. Gentlemen, they speak well, they play well.
Appreciate it, Russ. Yes, Kate Kaufman and Amon Edmonds, two guys who deserve to smile. We're about to roll through a whole bunch of their highlights tonight. This ball game for Southfield A&T started as good as it possibly could. Jaden Ivey took a kickoff back for a touchdown, but after that, Ben, we were about to see a whole lot of great plays for those guys in white, black, and red. Number 8 and number 4 were making plays all over the place. The stats tonight for those guys, silly. Kaufman, 11 of 14, 4 touchdowns, 311 yards. The Ivy touchdown return has Southfield A&T thinking this is just going to be their night. But then all of a sudden it starts changing. Kaufman and Edmonds went nuts.
Yes, they did. 8 total touchdowns between those two young men. And number 8, so good, so talented, just pure, everything about him. Ball comes out of his hand with electricity on it. And that number 4, Amon Edmonds, is an absolute weapon. 3 receiving, ran the punt back for 68 yards. What a show, and they got a big season, I think, in front of them. Do these Falcons of East Kentwood, Evan.
We're going to see some really great football teams on the prep all year long. Excited to see East Kentwood early in the year. Do we see them late? Do they get all the way to Ford Field at the end of the year? That is still to be decided. But for tonight, it was fun to watch them work. Amon Edmonds, Cade Kaufman, putting on a show. I mean, during the game, we called him a human joystick. We called him a cheat code. His nickname's already Mighty. Are there any other names we can give him before we sign off tonight?
I don't know, man, but look up Garrett Wolf. That's who he reminds me of.
Plays all over the place for these East Kentwood Falcons tonight. Was fun to watch him. First half into the second half, Kaufman was dropping dimes like that one, and it's a heck of a win for East Kentwood tonight. And that does it for us from Southfield A&T. For Ben, Russ, the whole crew, Austin Sonnenberg was our fearless executive producer tonight. Evan Stockton saying, thanks for watching. So happy to have the Friday Night Lights back across Michigan. We'll be covering it all year long. Congrats, East Kentwood. You're 1-0 and making a statement in Week 1.